Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a special Monday edition cast of the Games XP Championship. Tonight we have an exciting matchup featuring Full Send Gaming and the Purple Cobras. My name is Evolve. I'll be on the cast today. I am joined by a new caster, Laxon. How are you doing tonight, Laxon?
I'm doing great, and I'm really excited to see this matchup that we just saw last week, but came over in this second half of the split.
Yeah, I remember last week it was a very tight matchup. It went to three games. It was kind of a back and forth slugfest here. So it was definitely. I'm definitely excited to see the rematch here. There's some good plays going. Um, so we are starting off. We have the Purple Cobras on the blue side. That we have Cinco Gazer in the top lane, Friction in the jungle, Frisian in the mid lane, Tomato Farmer is back at ADC, and Desolate Earth, he is playing support tonight. For Full Send Gaming, we have Memento in the top lane, Left Hook Larry is going to be in the jungle, Chris Meister is in the mid lane, Snipe It, however you want to say it, he is in the carry position, and Phoenix DC is in support. So we are going to pro draft this time. So once the teams are ready, we'll get into draft here. But going into this match, what are you excited to see tonight, Laxon?
I'm really excited to see Desolate Earth, who we interviewed last week, because with these playmaker supports he likes to play, these Leonas and pull supports like Blitz and Thresh, there should be a lot of action in the bot lane. And as a support main, I'm really excited to see what can happen down there.
Yeah, both of these supports like to play that more aggressive style. We've seen Phoenix break out the Thresh, the Blitzcrank. I mean, his club tag is Hook, so it's kind of a battle of the aggressive Hook style support. So for you support fans, it's definitely a good matchup to see down there in the bottom there. Um, so Purple Cobras took this last one. I believe they are sitting just above Full Send in the standings. I believe Purple Cobras has the number 2 spot secured at this moment. Full Send Gaming is in a, I think, 4-way tie for third right now in that middle of the pack with Schism, No F's Given, and Team Phoenix Rising. I think they're all sitting right in that 3 spot there. So this has a lot of implications in the standings as we move into the second half of the season. And all right, we're just trying to get these guys to get draft started for us so we can start breaking this down here. But who do we keep our eyes on tonight?
I think on the side of Purple Cobras, along with Desolate Earth, we really want to keep an eye on Cinco Gazer. We've seen him get Renekton and other aggressive tops before, and he could start to carry the game if things snowball in the top lane. And on the side of FSG, I would really look out for Left Hook Larry and Chris Meister, because Chris, who is a mid laner I've played against before, really likes control mages, really likes to get his team ahead and kind of control the flow of the battle. And Left Hook likes to make these really aggressive jungle plays and ganks, so we might see him pop up around the map throughout the game.
Yeah, interesting you say that. We have seen Cinco Gazer kind of fall back into these tank top laners. We've seen Scion, we've seen Ornn lately. But I mean, what I really want to see is him take over the game like he has been with like a Renekton pick, or yeah, that might not go through, but like a
Yeah.
Renekton pick or a more carry oriented top laner. I think he's an important piece of that. I think Frisian is also very very strong in his team. I mean, between those two, they can just kind of take over the game. So that's what I'm looking for is that mid lane matchup. You mentioned Chris Meister. Definitely interested to see Frisian too. Both teams have some very unique champions that they like to play, particularly the jungle. We've seen Friction's Jax get banned out quite frequently, so he's been kind of defaulting to. I wouldn't say it's a off meta pick, but it's definitely not like one of the top jungle picks when you think of the current meta. He kind of defaults to that Kane, whereas Left Hook Larry, we've seen him. He wants to play Pantheon. He wants to play the Volibear. He likes kind of those kind of odd one-off picks there. So, what do you think is the strategy and draft for these teams? What do you think we're going to see taken off the board tonight?
I really think that we're definitely gonna see the Renekton ban. I'd be surprised if FSG didn't do it because they did it last time. But I have a feeling bans might focus more towards the mid lane and the jungle because we really want to see these comfort picks taken away.
So we are getting into Champ Select here. As we mentioned earlier, Purple Cobras are on the blue side. They do take the Pantheon away from Left Hook Larry, with the response of the Jax taken away from Friction. There is the Nocturne. We did see Left Hook Larry pop off on the Nocturne last week. He had a really strong showing. The Jax comes through. Renekton taken away from Cinco Gazer. Morgana taken off the board for Phoenix. And we'll see what Full Send Gaming's last thing is. And it looks like it is the Cyan taking away from Cinco Gazer. So they really wanted to pinch Cinco Gazer's pull here, but they did leave the Ahri for Frisian. Frisian has shown how strong he can be on that champion. And we do see Memento locking in the Gnar. Xin Zhao coming through for Left Hook Larry. Well, I will say this draft is going very rapidly at this point. So I haven't seen any surprises here for the most part. With the Scion taking off the board, it'll be interesting to see what Cinco Gazer defaults on. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Ornn coming through. But we do see the Lucian. They might lock in the Braum here to take that power bot lane. They're kind of building. It seems like Purple Cobras is starting to build what they typically build is like a nice, strong team fight oriented team. There's the Kayn that we kind of mentioned in the early thing here. So we see the mid laner blind picked for Purple Cobras, the top laner blind picked for Full Send Gaming, and we have a Lux that could be a flex pick here. So based on what we've seen here, what do you think both these teams are looking to do?
I would say that Full Send, and you see the Blitzcrank band, is looking for some of these picks, hopefully with Lux and Xin Zhao and Gnar all being able to either hold down or jump on a target. You'll see these big AoE team fights kind of erupt, where Purple Cobras looks just kind of want to pick someone, take them out, and then just get away from the fight with high mobility.
Yeah, we do see Misfortune taken away from Snipe It. He has been playing a lot of Misfortune. Basically, if it's up, he locks that in here. So we do see the Blitzcrank and the Alistar taken away from Desolate Earth, and the Thresh taking away from Phoenix here. So a lot of support bands pinched, with the 80 carry locked in for the side of Purple Cobras. That was a good pick there. I was about to say the Braum is obviously the next best support to lock in, so I'm kind of glad to see Full Send Gaming take that pick off the board.
Yeah, especially with a lot of Full Send Gaming showing auto attack reliant champions, that Braum should mesh really well with the kit that they're trying to develop so far.
Yes, and that with that being locked in, it kind of defaults the Lux to the mid lane for Chris Meister. He wants to play safe. He doesn't want to let this Ahri get in his face, so he's gonna, sit back, poke these abilities out. We do see Leona getting picked up by Desolate Earth. Leona has been a champion that has been rising to popularity as of lately, with kind of seen her come back into the meta just a little bit, and as well as the Shin support. We see the Poppy coming through for Cinco Gazer. Poppy is a very strong tank in that top lane and does a very good job into Gnar. Poppy is able to get onto Gnar and put up her walls, which doesn't allow the Gnar to jump away, which is pretty good. To end the composition for Full Send Gaming, we have the Varus locked in. So, Taika, you're a support main. Tell us a little bit about the bot lane matchup. You have Lucian, Leona versus Braum Varus.
Well, the bot lane matchup on Full Send doesn't have any mobility in the ADC slot, which means that Leona should be able to get work done, and Lucian having a lot of mobility with his dash and his low range but high attack speed should be able to proc that passive and get a good amount of damage on Varus. The problem is that with Varus's max health damage, we're going to see that Leona is going to have a tough time sticking to him even when she starts to get that W wall up. And if Varus and Braum can poke out Purple Cobra's bot lane, which hopefully they'll be able to do in that early game, they really should just have lane dominance rolling through possibly the whole lane.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see which team kind of gets together. I think you mentioned, Lucian, they want to get the ball rolling early, whereas Varus, they kind of want to wait and get into these team fight aspects of it there. I think that's what Purple Cobras is kind of looking for. They're looking for more of this pick oriented with the Ari, the Leona. They want to pick off members, where Full Send Gaming is more comfortable sitting together, using these glacial fissures from Braum, the concussive blows to kind of stun up a target, get Gnar able to get in there, use his Gnar ultimate, and stun some people up. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams go about their early game strategies to kind of get into this game here. So we are in a bit of a break here at this moment. I do want to tell you guys to check everything out on social media. We do have our Twitch going, YouTube, Twitter. There's a lot of areas where you can keep up to date with Games XP Championship. Also, if you have not yet, take time to look at the subscribe button. If you are a Amazon Prime member or a Twitch Prime member, you can use your free subscription to subscribe to the channel. It helps all the teams out, and it helps the tournament and the channel grow. So we would appreciate it very much if you do take a few minutes to check and see if you have a free subscription available. It would help us all out a lot. With that, I believe there is going to be a bet coming out soon where you guys can bet who you think is going to win this match tonight. So when you have the opportunity, go ahead and check out your points. If you use the command !points, you'll see how much you have to bet. At that point, you can go ahead and bet on either Full Send Gaming or Purple Cobras and try to win some more points. So that's another thing that we have to look forward to there. All right, it looks like guys are going to get ready and get into this this draft here. So we are going to get this game rolling relatively soon. So let's talk about, what are your predictions for the match, Laxon?
My prediction is that we're going to see an early kill mid. I think that we're gonna see. I'm gonna guess that the kill is gonna be on Ari. We're gonna see Kayn really try to roll through. Although he has struggles with some ganking potential early, Ari Charm plus a Kayn slow should be able to deal with an immobile Lux, and possibly using Q to dodge that Lux Q could just net them the kill right away.
Yeah, and you have seen a lot of proximity to Frisian. Friction does like to make things happen in this mid lane, so we will see. We will definitely see if that is the case. I believe my prediction there is going to be a first blood in the bot lane. So that's what I'm gonna say. Either Tomato Farmer or Snipe It is gonna take up first blood in the bot lane.
And I think that is definitely possible. We have heavy stuns, heavy CC on either side. And again, with Kayn having a slow in his kit, and with Xin Zhao having that strong slow and knock-up, we do have a lot of ways to hold people down and really try to pump out that damage.
That's right. Yeah, so we did see last week, Purple Cobras did pick up the 2-1 victory. We saw a lot of dominant performance from the side of Friction and Frisian on this Kayn. So what do we need to see from Full Send Gaming to kind of change the outcome of this series? Who do you think needs to step up and make a difference in this game?
I think that I'm really going to put it on both Left Hook Larry and Chris Meister. We really want to see some strong rotations. If we can get some 4-man bot, some 3-man top going, and really try to put an advantage in the side lanes as a team, and not just trying to get either solo kills or just the jungler involved. Because last week we did see Purple Cobras really roll through side lanes and really gather the team early, where Full Send was just kind of stagnant in these lanes.
Yeah, so I agree. We kind of just saw both teams. They weren't really willing to make plays. It was kind of like this situation where they kind of just went into lane. It was almost like a solo queue-esque thing. But I do know that Full Send Gaming does have a good coach in Trick, and he will get these guys ready for this match. So definitely want to see some rotations, some plays being made. So we'll see how this game goes. I think it might just be a little bit different than last time. Last time it was kind of like a big stomp for Purple Cobras, a big stomp for Full Send, and then it was like a stomp from Purple Cobras again. So definitely an interesting dynamic of a match here. So I'm definitely excited to see how this matchup goes.
Yeah.
We are seeing a lot of bets rolling in, and what just happened? It looks like we had some technical difficulties. We are going to take a short break while these guys get their client fixed, and we will see you guys back towards the end of Champ Select.
All right, guys. Welcome back. We're going to get Evolve back here in a second with the stream coming up. But sorry for that technical difficulty. We're gonna get this draft done through properly and quickly, and we're gonna get you in that game as soon as we can.
Hello, hello. Am I back? I'm back.
He is back. He is back, and he is ready.
Sorry about that. There must be gremlins in our production value today with the Champ Select and then with my microphone. So we are zooming back through this Champion Select. These guys are getting into their roles. Hopefully this goes smoothly so we can get into this game one. All the drafts are coming through. I do see some bets coming through for both teams, so keep the bets in, get your points in. We want to see a lot of bets coming through to make this a little bit more exciting, although it is going to be an exciting matchup already.
It definitely will be. Oh, sorry. But I just wanted to ask real quick, who do you think is going to take game one?
Game one. So based on the bets that we already have in, there is a heavy favor for Purple Cobras. 83% of you guys so far have picked Purple Cobras to win this series. So the fans think Purple Cobras have this. I think I'm also going to lead to the side of Purple Cobras. I just think they have a team where really anyone on their team can really just take over the game. We've seen Cinco Gazer do it before. I've seen Friction, particularly on the Kane, take over a game. And I've also seen Frisian take over a game on Ari. So there's a lot of comfort picks for the side of Purple Cobras. Now, that being said, Full Send Gaming, if they work together as a team, I think they have a better team fight composition, and that's their win condition.
I definitely agree. And I'm going to have to actually go with Full Send on this one. I feel like we did see Purple Cobras take it 2-1 last week, but some of these votes might just be they think the repeat is going to happen, not necessarily just a full faith bet. And with this team fight composition and just I've seen some of these players on FSG play before and play against them. I really do believe that if they can stick together and if they could start grouping early, they can at least steal away this game one.
Yeah, for sure. I don't believe Memento played last week. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing Memento. So I think
Memento did play. He was on the Orange Scion trade in the top lane, back and forth.
Okay. So they did opt to put him on more of like a split push comfort champion. We have seen him play a few games of Gnar this season. That's kind of what he's been opting for in solo queue recently. So maybe it's a bit more of a comfort pick than the Ornn or the Scion. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can handle Cinco Gazer in that top lane. Being a Gnar main myself, I do think the matchup leans a little bit more towards Poppy. If you play it correctly, Poppy can kind of keep Gnar in her face and not allow Gnar to escape like he wants to do. So that's what we'll keep an eye on in that top lane. If Cinco Gazer can get ahead early on this Gnar, keep him locked down, Poppy has the potential to make a big impact on the game.
No, she definitely does. The only thing I fear for that Poppy is if we do see the Poppy queue start to push in that wave, it will make it very easy for Left Hook Larry to gank top and really give him good position. And if Poppy doesn't save that wall, that barrier, Xin Zhao and Nara can jump right on top of her, and it's really going to cause some problems in that lane.
For sure, for sure. That being said, though, the Poppy, I think it's the E, is definitely going to help her out staying alive in these top lanes if she does it correctly, knocking Xin Zhao away, keeping Gnar away, and allowing Friction to kind of react to those top lane ganks. So I think the 2v2 goes towards the side of Purple Cobras in that top lane. However, in the mid lane, the 2v2, I think I want to give that to Lux in the early game before Ari hits her 6. So I think a lot of pressure is going to be on Left Hook Larry to get this mid lane ahead the Lux. If Lux can hit one of her bindings onto the Ari, there's some great gank assists in that lane for Xin Zhao. So I think we're going to see a lot of action in the mid lane in the early parts of these games.
No, I agree, and I hope it's that way as well. And just an interesting thing to note with the Lux is that she is running cleanse, so she is opting to just get that charm off of her as soon as it hits and really just drive that fight home or be able to run away, which should make it hard for Frisian to try to get the ball rolling in this early game.
Another champion that we see with the cleanse is Lucian, the tomato farmer. He has opted for the cleanse, which when you really think about it, makes a ton of sense. You have the Varus, the Ethereal Chains, the Braum Concussive Blows, the Lux with her binding, the Gnar with the stun against the wall, and the Crunch to keep them further stunned. So the cleanse is a very good pickup from the side of Lucian, I think.
No, we'll definitely keep him rolling in these team fights. And the only fear I have is that early game in lane, Varus and Braum is a very oppressive poke lane, and without that heal in his pocket, we may have to see him take a few early backs if Snippet and Phoenix can really get this lane rolling correctly.
For sure. Well, with that, we are going to hear from our sponsors. Remember, guys, go ahead and get your bets in. Bet for Full Sin Gaming or Purple Cobras. We will see you guys on the Rift for game number 1.
I'm Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa, and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
All right, everybody, we are on the Rift. Welcome to Game 1 featuring Purple Cobras and Full Send Gaming. So we do have the Purple Cobras. They are on the blue side. Full Send Gaming is on the red side. We do see the Purple Cobras are opting for a more standard 5-point start, where Full Send Gaming might be looking for something a little bit cheeky in this early game.
Now, it's interesting that they're sticking back. They may just be anticipating a gank from this Leona really trying to think that she'll get the stun off early. But I did hope to see that Braum go in early because a good Q on Lucian could have forced that flash out and helped bot lane early.
Yeah, for sure. So neither team is really opting to go aggressive in this level 1. No early wards happening. We see the more defensive stance from both teams. They are going to end up just backing off and going a little bit. It's kind of a standard start here. However, we are seeing the Xin Zhao heading up towards the top lane, so he might start on an opposite side of the map here.
Now, this could mean that we're going to see that level 2 gank early and really trying to abuse that Poppy, which could get Gnar ahead in lane. But we'll see if Left Hook Larry wants to get that lane rolling or really just wants to set up for a high level gank bot.
Yeah, and the way that Gnar's hovering, it might not even be that big of a leash here. So we do see a standard start from the side of Purple Cobras. They are opting to start with the red buff, and the Xin Zhao is also going for this red buff here. So Left Hook Larry will be level 2. So interesting enough, if you've watched the way that Friction paths, he really likes to take the first buff, take a camp, and then go to the opposite side Scuttlecrab. So it's going to be interesting to see if they run into each other. No, it looks like he has changed his pathing up just a little bit.
Now, it's interesting to see that early invade by Left Hook Larry stealing away that blue, and we might not see the counter invade by Friction as they don't really have vision of it, so this may go unnoticed and really be able to pick up 3 buffs early.
Yeah, a very good vision from the side of Full Send Gaming to kind of keep that safe. Even if you see Friction invade there, they're going to know, and there's that ward there, and you do see the Lux kind of hovering towards that. Now we do see the Winter's Bite coming through, concussive blows, stuns up Desolate Earth. Some good damage from Snippet, but nothing too crazy in this top lane to start the game off.
And as I was saying before in that bot lane, the problem really goes that with that heavy poke and that decent disengage, even when Leona jumps in, if she can't all in them, they may end up just losing the trade if it lasts too long.
Yeah, for sure. We do see kind of vertical jungling happening from both sides. Both junglers just opting to take what's given to them. The top side of the jungle is going over to Left Hook Larry, and the bot side is going over to Friction.
Yeah, and the one thing I'm surprised by with these junglers is we aren't really seeing any early ganks, even though we do have a Xin Zhao, which you would expect to see that level 2 or level 3 really trying to bait out a summoner spell.
Yeah, I think for the side of Xin Zhao, that's why he went for that early invade. I think he knows he's stronger than Kayn in the early game, so he's looking to run into him somewhere, and that really didn't happen in this early game, which I think helps benefit the Kayn in this early game. Allow him to farm up a little bit, get some items, and be okay.
No, definitely. And the one thing we're seeing as we cut back to this top lane is that Gnar is really abusing that W proc and really abusing that range and really making Poppy suffer for not trying to commit to this Gnar early.
Yeah, interestingly, yeah, for sure. I think that's where Gnar's going to have to get ahead here, is getting those early game procs, because Poppy is looking to get in on this Gnar, and if Gnar does a good job of keeping her at bay, he's going to be able to pop Poppy and keep her low in these matchups.
No, definitely. And I'm really hoping to see a jump in here, but it appears that they're just going to keep it passive in the top lane, as it is possible Gnar could jump in and really look for an early game solo kill.
Yeah, a little bit risky early there. We do see that Friction is in this top lane, and he was running low on his Gnar bar, so if he jumped in, it might have been a poor decision, easily abused. Poppy's going to try to kind of bait him out here, especially with Friction hovering in the top side, but we do see him heading towards this mid lane, and there was no vision of him, so it looks like Chris Meister just took a good time to kind of hover towards the spot lane.
No, definitely. And again, we're really seeing these junglers take it slow. And the problem with this that I really fear is Kayn may switch forms very late into this game if he doesn't start rolling through these lanes soon.
Yeah, the thing is, as well, is besides the Zinzao and the Braum, Gnar is technically considered a ranged champion. There's Cinco Gazer getting aggressive onto Memento. Big chunk of damage, gets the Grasp of the Undying proc amongst some other damage. We did see him deny that hop away. So that's what Cinco Gazer is definitely looking to do, is just bully this Gnar out, get in his face. Memento does have his rage building though, does turn into Mega Gnar. There's not much that's going to happen though in this top lane, just a little fighting back and forth.
Yeah, and not too much action for the audience, which I do apologize for, but hopefully when people hit level 6, we'll really see these junglers start popping and really start to see something in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, that's where I think you're going to see a lot of this action, is once these mid laners hit 6, here comes Left Hook Larry looking for some in the mid lane, doesn't really find much. It is some good vision from the side of Frisian to keep them safe there. But, you know, just a little pass by, just letting the laners know that they are still in this game.
Yeah, definitely just saying hi there. And the one problem with this top lane is neither laner has vision, which we may see Left Hook try to abuse after he clears this camp up top.
And Poppy traditionally has a extraordinarily strong tower dive too. So if she's able to keep pushing in Memento and keeps him low, we might see a dive sometime in this game.
Definitely. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we do see the bot lane. They're hitting level 5 now. It's gonna kind of be who's a race to 5 first. TP coming through for Memento to get back to this top lane pretty quickly. Neither top laner has teleport, so if a fight does break out in this bot lane, it's gonna be more of a 2v2.
And the one thing I fear for Purple Cobras is that if Braum can get positioning down early with his E and W, that Lucian won't get any damage off, and we'll really see a level 6 win for FSG in that bot lane, should they decide to engage.
That was kind of an interesting Gnar ult there. He jumps in, knocks Poppy away, and then throws his boomerang or his boulder behind him. So that was kind of a little bit opposite there, but that's okay. Not too many people saw it in Memento.
Yeah, it's alright. Sometimes you just really have to assert dominance, though. Just let him know that the top lane is yours, and that's maybe what he was trying to let him know.
Exactly. Here comes Left Hook Larry. The slow goes down to Frisian. Frisian does hit the hook onto Chris Meister. One more is going to get the knock up. There is first blood going over to Left Hook Larry, but Friction is in this mid lane. He's looking for some action here, taking Left Hook Larry pretty low. The ultimate comes through. Is he going to be able to get the kill? He picks up 1 kill on Left Hook Larry. Looks at Chris Meister. Chris Meister turns, misses the binding, and escapes with his life, but just barely. Very strong play from the side of Friction to come through, and ultimately it's a 1-for-1, both junglers getting a kill off of that.
Definitely a lot of excitement that we saw there. And with both junglers getting the kill, neither mid laner is going to be able to rocket ahead of the other, which you really would hope to see early.
Oh, here comes Leona hitting the ultimate. Desolate Earth goes in, the Glacial Fissure comes through, flash out. They are in an awkward position, but there's no members of Full Send to kind of abuse that there. So they went aggressive, looked for that tower dive, end up getting the heal and the flash from Snippet, traded for the flash and the ignite of Leona. So we're definitely going to see some action in this bot lane pretty soon.
And that was what I was talking about earlier, especially with Braum ulti now. That disengage is so powerful that Lucian may not be able to get any damage off in Varus in these fights, and we could just see a stalemate develop unless FSG decides to engage now.
Yeah, but good job from Snipe It, being able to escape with the life. They played that dive pretty well, disengaged. Phoenix did a good job with that Glacial Fissure to keep them away, and ultimately there's just summoners traded from the support and the AD carry.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see a few more smart plays like that bot, which may give them a slight advantage. And interestingly enough, a slight farm lead developing in the top lane might mean that Gnar can pull ahead by himself early.
Yeah, Gnar, the TP for Cinco Gazer is going to come up soon. We'll see if Purple Cobras are going to be able to take advantage of that. Cinco Gazer is going aggressive onto Memento. I think he bit off a little bit more than he can chew, though. Continuing to go aggressive. Memento does have his rage mounting here. Cinco Gazer is behind. Here comes the crunch. Memento gets the Gnar into the wall. He's not doing enough damage, though. Nice charge from Cinco Gazer, and a little bit of a skirmish in the top lane, but nothing too crazy. Cinco Gazer is getting the better deal of this trade now.
Oh, and we're definitely seeing what you said earlier about Poppy being able to just be an aggressive, in-your-face laner to this Gnar. And if we don't see Memento switch his strategy, we
Oh
might see him
no!
die.
There's the flash from Memento. Poppy, Cinco Gazer really kind of flexing on Memento at this point, but we do see Left Hook Larry is hovering towards his top lane. That Vision Ward is going to allow him to get in there. Here comes the flash. Left Hook Larry with the knock-up here. The knock-up does go through for Cinco Gazer. He is able to go ahead and disengage and live with his life. We do see Friction in this top jungle. Bot lane deciding to go aggressive. Tomato Farmer getting some damage in. But yeah, ultimately, we're still pretty even in this matchup. It's kind of just farming out a few scrimmages, but nothing too crazy so far in this early game.
Yeah, both teams deciding to take it slow and really trying to get to this late game. And interesting to note, Friction did have a good reaction on that top wave and really tried to help out his top laner there. And we may see him try to hover and really match Left Hook Larry in these ganks, making it hard for him to make any plays.
Yeah, for sure. I would like to pay close attention to the vision coverage of Purple Cobras in this bot side river here. They have 3 of their control wards there, as Chris Meister clears 1 there, but they have definite control over this dragon as far as vision is concerned. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a dragon play here in the near future.
It would certainly help them, as Earthdrake for either team will really help them take these objectives quickly, which their team kits don't necessarily do. And I'm really hoping to see a play soon, as we really want to see a first tower go down as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's Cinco Gazer again, just bullying out the Gnar. Memento is having a tough time dealing with this Poppy right now. That being said, though, he's still able to maintain a slight CS lead, so he's doing a good job of not dying and just able to kind of farm up here. Oh, we do see some poke damage from Christmeister there.
Yeah, and as you said, he's really being able to catch these tower waves and really keeping this farm up. But as a Gnar main, do you have any way he might be able to pull himself out of this matchup and really get a health advantage or a lane advantage as well again?
Yeah, for sure. So once this Gnar finishes with his Black Cleaver, he's definitely going to be able to do a little bit more here. We do see Left Hook Larry getting caught out in this jungle a little bit, and it's going to go down to Frisian. Phoenix comes in with the Glacial Fissure. Tomato Farmer is the collapse on him. So a little bit of a greedy play from Left Hook Larry, and the collapse punishes him, and that's another kill going for the side of Purple Cobras. Cinco Gazer is going aggressive. But yeah, what I was saying before, once this Gnar is able to get the Black Cleaver going for him, he's going to make trading a lot easier.
Well, hopefully he'll get that soon, as the Poppy is really trying to get a lead back somewhere. And we do see a little skirmishing here supports.
Not respecting Phoenix at all. He just walked way deep into that jungle and got a very deep ward onto the wolves there. So that vision is going to help them out in the long run. But there was no way of really punishing there.
Yeah, he did get lucky that time, as if Left Hook Larry was there, that could have meant his life. And you could count up partially to map knowledge, but also hopefully a little bit of luck, and we hopefully will see that again, as that could cost his team a bit in the near future.
Yeah, but in this early game for sure, Purple Cobras really has the vision control down, and we do see Friction has already transformed into the Rost red form of Kayn, so that's definitely good. You're around 14 minutes here. That's a good time to have that Kayn already up and alive.
It definitely is, but the one thing I am a little interested in is that while he does get that CC and that tankier body and helping out that front line, I'm surprised we didn't see a blue Kayn to go on to Lux or Varus.
Yeah, blue Kayn is kind of risky. Yeah, you do get that assassin type thing, but I think the Rost form just provides so much more utility to a team and to a team fight. You can sustain in fights, you're tanky, you have knockups. I think it's just the better way to go in a competitive environment.
No, I can agree with that as well, and especially with this pick-centric comp and needing a little bit of a front body as well, it will make Ahri and Lucian function that much better.
Yeah, for sure. We do see Friction hovering in this bot lane. There is no vision on him, so we might see a little bit of a 3-man play here. Desolate Earth is going to look for the stun here. Nice ward from, and there he goes. They go on to Phoenix. Phoenix goes down almost immediately. Great play from the side of Purple Cobras. They set that up nicely, and the kill does go over to Tomato Farmer. And it looks like Letco Larry went a little bit too aggressive here. He is going to fall towards the cane here. Friction picking up a kill. Down goes Friction though. The shutdown gold going over to the side of Snipe It. And then there is another kill coming through. Memento picks up the kill onto Tomato Farmer. So in the end here, it is 2 for 2. As I don't see what happened to the Lux, but it looks like during that skirmish there, Frisian picked up a solo kill on the Lux.
Yeah, with in the jungle they had a little bit of a skirmish, and Ari getting off a few good series of ults along with a good charm Q really just pumped that damage out on Lux, and Chris might not have been expecting it.
Yeah, so we do see an early lead going over to the side of Purple Cobras with that early game skirmishing, and now you know, they kind of have their eyes. They still have the vision control. Phoenix a little out of his element here. The charm does not go through for Frisian though, so he does escape with his life.
And just to unpack that fight a bit before, it is a little worrying that Purple Cobras decided to stay that long. If they did take that 1 kill position back for the tower and left early, they could have come out looking a little bit better in that, but instead we saw a 2 for 2 trade, which may be a little scary as a kill did get onto Varus helping out that bot lane.
Yeah, that was shutdown gold going over to Varus, so he's able to finish his Blade of the Rune King, pick up his Berserker Greaves. The Gnar was able to finish his Black Cleaver there. He is going towards the Blade of the Rune King next as well, so more of this tanky, on-hit Gnar to deal with this Poppy in this early to late game.
Yeah, and just to comment on the gold as well, as we saw Ari get that kill on the Lux, she is the only one with a significant advantage at about 600 gold, which really shows in that itemization with that extra large rod.
Yeah, and you just see now the damage that the Gnar is able to pump out onto this Poppy. It's just going to get tougher and tougher for this Poppy now. Cinco Gazer wasn't able to really pull too far ahead in that top lane, and this is where the Gnar is really going to start to be able to thrive here.
Well, hopefully he does get that through, because if Gnar can handle Poppy on his own, we could see Left Hook Larry focus down this mid and bot and really try to get those other lanes rolling.
Right, a lot of the pressure is going to be on to Frisian. We know he can take over games, so with him having the lead in the mid lane, it puts him in this position to take over the game, especially with Frisian there.
Definitely, and ward control and vision control still really favoring the side of Purple Cobras, especially around that dragon. However, we do see them stack mid and really try to get this tower and possibly rotate to dragon after.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little surprising that we are 18 minutes into this game and that Mountain Drake is still standing. You think that'd be a priority for either one of these teams?
Definitely. They may just be a little more scared of the other team respecting them a little too much to try to go for it.
Ooh.
However, now that scuttle's down, we may see Purple Cobras trying to make a play bot to dragon.
We do see Cinco Gazer going aggressive on the Gnar here. He is fighting in a minion wave, but so far he's taking the better end of this. Memento going really low. Cinco Gazer, is he going to be able to finish him off? He is. He hits him with the belt buckle and just knocks him out there. And at the same time, Purple Cobras does pick up that Mountain Drake. So that's a good little series of plays for Purple Cobras. The solo kill going over to Poppy and Cinco Gazer as well as the Mountain Drake. Nice play from Frisian. Immediately gets the cleanse off, but it's not going to be enough. He drops the Ignite on Chris Meister, and that is a solo kill for Frisian. Oh, they want more here. They find Left Hook Larry in the river, and Tomato Farmer picks up a kill. And in the meantime, the Poppy's just beating down this turret. So in the matter of a few minutes, Purple Cobras is just gaining such a large lead.
Yeah, Purple Cobra's popping off really at every side of the map and on all cylinders, really getting every player ahead now, and hopefully we'll see FSG try to regroup, form as 5, and see if that team fight comp can really start to pull together.
And they are going to pick up another turret. So in the matter of less than 3 minutes, you just saw a huge lead gain from Purple Cobras. Poppy with the solo kill. You got Frisian with the solo kill. And that results in 3 turrets in just a quick amount of time for the side of Purple Cobras. And they've really opened up the map to really kind of do whatever they want at this point.
And the scariest thing that we're going to see in a second is each player, other than the 2 players that backed, had at least about 1,500 gold in pocket. Poppy having about 2k holding on to right now. So after they back and we see these items pop up again, there may be a huge lead where FSG has no choice but to group and really try to get someone out in this fight.
Yeah, definitely. We do see the Blade of the Ruined King finish for the side of the Lucian now. So Tomato Farmer is going to be a strong force to deal with in these fights now. 3 kills over to Ari. Again, Frisian showing that he has the capability of take over the game. So we saw just how comfortable he was on that Ari in that mid skirmish.
Yeah, and comfort may be a huge factor in this game as well. Is Frisian knowing how to extend that lead with his items and play style as well may just really drive this game home for Purple Cobras.
Yeah, definitely. So we do see kind of a reset here. Purple Cobras, you do see they are starting to move their vision towards the top side of the map to kind of prep for Baron now that that objective is up.
Now, I don't think they'll take it right away, but it is good to see just in case.
Oh, we do see Cinco Gazer. He is going on to Memento. Now that he has that Sheen, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. Memento getting taken very low. Cinco Gazer is getting strong here. We see Desolate Earth going aggressive onto Phoenix. Left Hook Larry is here. The Ethereal Chains do miss. Here comes the Glacial Fissure, but Left Hook Larry is going really low. Snipe it with the heal here. The game's still going. We see the TP coming out for the side of Purple Cobras. That's a double kill onto Snippet. Here comes Poppy. He goes on to Cinco Gazer. He is going to take down the return kill. Left Hook Larry really low. Good job from Friction. Gets the kill here. Cinco Gazer once more. He has his eyes set on Phoenix now. He is not afraid of these turret shots, especially with the shields. Flash coming through for Phoenix. Oh, Cinco Gazer picks up another kill, and that is a killing spree for Cinco Gazer. And another disastrous play from the side of Full Send Gaming. They thought they had the fight going, but the little oversave. Frisian once more, and another pickup. A solo kill from Frisian. Good map awareness to take out momentum in this top lane. Now another turret goes down, and then just like that, another burst just puts Purple Cobras even further ahead. We're up almost 7k gold at this point in the game.
Yeah, a lot of map awareness on the side of Purple Cobras. We just saw getting that teleport down and having Friction come through and really just turn that fight back around in Purple Cobra's favor. Because if Snippet walked away with those 2 kills, it could have been disastrous, and we could have seen Snippet start to deal with Poppy easily. But instead, now we see Cinco Gazer on that Poppy, pull ahead even more, and may become unstoppable soon if the game keeps going this way.
Yeah, she is going for that Trinity Force now, so she knows she's so far ahead. She's just going to keep building this damage, keep bullying this Gnar now. And at this point, the Poppy being 3-0-1, that's a scary Poppy.
Definitely. And the bigger problem top lane is Cinco Gazer does have about a 2.4k gold lead, which basically means a full item ahead almost. And we're really seeing it in that itemization and in that just confidence as well. Cinco is not afraid to go on this Gnar and make plays where Gnar really has to respect Cinco.
Left Larry gets caught out again. Frisian is unstoppable. Just a little bit of very good ward coverage from the side of Purple Cobras, and they pick up another pick in the jungle.
And really just a good heads-up play by Desolate Earth, really knowing that range and really preparing that stun, while Snippet, oh not Snippet, but Left Hook Larry has to really watch out and be with his team.
Yeah, you see just the vision coverage is just allowing Purple Cobras to just kind of do whatever they want on the map. And at this point, Full Send Gaming is really just bleeding objectives. Oh, nice Glacial Fissure from the side of Phoenix. Kind of matched with that root from Chris Meister. Able to pick up a return kill onto Friction. So they got to stop the bleeding here, and that's a good start. They got to continue to kind of look for these over-aggression plays and kind of punish those to get back into the game.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll really hope to see is we do have a large CC chain on the side of FSG, but we haven't seen it pop really in a team fight yet. So it's possible we may see that Varisol, that Brommel, and that Lux Q combined in one of these fights soon and possibly just turn a fight in their favor.
Yeah, Cinco Gazer is alone, but the Poppy at this point, he's not really worried about too much. They might be able to chain CC him down, but he's so tanky that he's kind of just doing his thing as his team goes and takes the Cloud Drake.
And objective control really on the side of PPC this game with this Drake as well. And just vision control and objective control. FSG doesn't really have a clear way back in this game, so they might just have to try to focus someone down or focus a few people down in a lane and just try to force a pick and pray almost.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough for them to get back in this game. Like we kind of mentioned in the early game, Frisian is doing a really good job kind of taking over this game. He has 5 kills already on his Ahri, but you just see how comfortable Purple Cobra's seen. Oh, Phoenix going into the jungle here. Cinco Gazer is there. Snipe it with the rotation, gets the ethereal chains, but Frisian is doing so much damage. Desolate Earth takes down Left Hook Larry. Friction picks up a kill, and that's 2 more kills over to the side of Purple Cobras.
And I think what we saw there is just the pure comfort that Frisian has on that Ahri, knowing her damage, knowing her positioning, and just being able to land whatever he wants there to ensure the fight goes in their favor.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, Cinco Gazer, so tanky, so strong right now. Just kind of walking through the jungle, doesn't really have to respect the side of Full Send Gaming, and they try to collapse on him, but Purple Cobras just were able to collapse too soon. We do see Cinco Gazer going very deep. They are chaining the CC. Down goes Memento, and they want more. They're looking towards the side of Full Send Gaming. The inhibitor does go down. Purple Cobra is cracking that base wide open now into Full Send Gaming. Oh, nice charm from Frisian, taking Left Hook Larry very low here. He just pumping out so much damage in this late game. Goes aggressive again. Charm lands onto him. Desolate Earth snipes with the ultimate and takes a kill down onto Phoenix.
And as I was talking about before, that pure comfort on Ahri, knowing that range as well and really just understanding how to manipulate other champs. And I'd be surprised, honestly, if we see the Ahri come through next game, as Frisian is really just taking the game into his own hands.
Yeah, but if you take away the Ahri, who you gonna replace those bans with? If you leave open the Renekton, you know Cinco Gazer will lock that in, and they're doing a really good job of, you know, they each have champions that they're so comfortable on that demand bans, but unfortunately, Full Send Gaming can't ban them all away.
Yeah, and that is a problem that they'll encounter in a bit, and hopefully they're not thinking of that yet, though, as they still do have a chance if PPC decides to go for this Baron.
Right, they are down about 10k gold at 28 minutes. Now, one thing I will say about Purple Cobra is sometimes they kind of take a little bit longer to close out the game than they really need to. So that might be an advantage for Full Send. They might be able to, you know, if Purple Cobras throw at Baron, that's where they can try to climb back into this match.
Definitely, and as they start to head towards that and start to get vision control back, that may be the play that they try to set up very soon.
Yeah, they are hovering towards this Baron here. They have complete vision control. Cinco Gazer goes on to snipe it. Half health him with 1 rotation. Cinco Gazer doing so much damage. Chris Meister walking forward is going to go down to the Tomato Farmer. The next target is on Phoenix. Phoenix going down low. Frisian is dominating, picks up that kill. That's 2 members down. And I think Purple Cobras are going to turn their eyes onto the Nexus of Full Send Gaming. Cinco Gazer going in. Finds Snippet, and down goes Snippet. Cinco Gazer is on a rampage. And
Really just
that will probably do it here. Left Hook Larry, last chance effort, but Friction picks up another kill on them. Down goes the first Nexus turret. Oh, left. Cinco Gazer once more, keeps him away. Oh, he's going to die to the fountain. Pulls through, and that's an ace. And with that, game 1 goes to Purple Cobras.
Definitely an interesting game, and Cinco Gazer definitely proving to people that top lane still has relevance in League and really showing that at a 4-0-7 KDA, a good Poppy, or really just a good tanky carry, can really put a team on his back and roll him through. Although Frisian did have a great game as well on that Ari.
Yeah, definitely. And like we kind of said early in the game, you have so many members of Purple Cobras that can really take over a game. And unfortunately for Full Send Gaming, it looks like really all of them kind of took over the game. Frisian, 7-1-5, just pumping out so much damage. You had Friction making his presence known, 6-2-4, and then Cinco Gazer. Once he got the ball rolling in that top lane, he never slowed down, ending with 4-0-7. So really good job on the side of Purple Cobras. They look really, really good. We're going to go ahead and take a short break as we set up for Game 2. We will see you guys back in Champ Select. All right. This series we have today, again, featuring Full Send Gaming and Purple Cobras. Game 1 was very exciting, a big stomp for the side of Purple. Very good in that Game 1. What do you think Purple Cobra, or not, I'm sorry, what do you think Full Send Gaming needs to do to kind of bounce back and make this series go to Game 3?
The two things I saw that troubled me a bit with that FSG comp was we saw an early aggressive jungler in Xin Zhao that didn't really throw those ganks out and didn't really try to get those early leads. And we also saw a big AoE team fighting comp from FSG, but they took so late to group that Purple Cobras were the ones that eventually decided to group up and push a lane instead of FSG trying to force those big team fights that their comp wanted. So I really hope they'll either draft something to the playstyle of last game or really reform to that new playstyle that they're going to need to make that type of comp work.
Yeah, I think Purple Cobras are really starting to find where they're comfortable, what they're comfortable on. The last 2 weeks, we've kind of seen similar, a similar draft. You have Frisian on a comfort pick, whether that's Ari or Syndra. Friction on a comfort pick, Kayn, Jax. Cinco Gazer, he's been defaulting to more of these tank types, but you've seen him how strong he can be with the Scion, with the Ornn, now the Poppy. He's looking really good. And then the bot lane, they kind of pick whatever they want. Tomato Farmer has played Teemo support, or not, I'm sorry, Teemo 80 carry in the mid lane, and has also played Lucian and some of these hyper carries as well. So Purple Cobras, I think they're really starting to find their stride in this mid-season. They're kind of looking really good.
No, they definitely are. And as we're actually getting into pick comps, hopefully we'll see FSG try to counter some of those problems they saw last game.
They are coming through with the Jax band away from Friction once again. Morgana coming through for Purple Cobras, taking away that from Phoenix. We have seen Morgana be a pretty contested support. I don't know. I think I know a support Morgana main. What do you think about Morgana in the current meta?
Against someone like Desolate, the pulls really cause a problem. So Morgana being able to block those really just kind of nullifies him, not only as a player, but just the pool he has.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, we do see the Renekton come through. Oh, I did forgot to mention, guys, we do have a substitute in this game. So Trick is subbing in the jungle role for Full Send Gaming. Trick is their coach. So Full Send Gaming deciding to mix up their lineup just a little bit to see if they can kind of push this into a Game 3. And we do see him draw a Kindred and a Trundle ban. Full Send Gaming kept the same bans as last game. They banned away the Jax, the Renekton, and the Blitzcrank. They do opt to first pick this Thresh for Phoenix. Thresh is a very strong champion at the moment, and Phoenix is very comfortable on it. But in response, Purple Cobras are just going to lock in that Ari that they were given the last time. And I'd be really surprised not to just see the Kayn get picked up here as well.
Yeah, we saw both those picks work last game, and a little bit of disrespect, I think, on the side of FSG, not only letting that Ari through in ban phase, but not just trying to scoop it away from Frisian, and just leaving it open may cause problems again this game if he can start to get rolling again.
Yeah, maybe Chris Meister has a plan for the Ari this time, but we do see the Lucian coming through. So the same picks from the side of Purple Cobras, the Thresh coming through for Full Send Gaming. So the draft has been pretty similar so far, with the exception of that Thresh picked. But I do like the Thresh pickup first instead of blind picking your top laner in that first pick ban there. I don't personally understand why you would blind pick your solo lanes to begin with, because we saw what Poppy was able to do. But they do go with the Talia.
Yeah, and Talia should hopefully get those side lanes rolling post 6 and even pre 6. Hopefully a few ganks or a few roams will help, depending on if they want to run it mid or jungle. But if we don't see a mid or jungle pick here, a possibly good flex pick could trick out Purple Cobras.
Yeah, so we have seen Chris Meister play a lot of Talia, so that does give you a pretty solid flex option there. The Misfortune coming through for Snippet, that is his kind of patented go-to pocket pick. So a little bit of comfort. There definitely is more comfort for full send in this game too, with the Misfortune, with the Thresh, with the Talia. But the Lucian Braum is what they're going to have to deal with in this bot lane for the side of Purple Cobras.
Hopefully, we'll see those champs rolling through. I'm sorry I had a bit of a quick message real quick. And seeing these jungle bans again, I'm assuming that Purple Cobras really believes that this Talia is going mid and not jungle. But hopefully we'll see Full Send be able to wheel that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about Trick's champ pool, but I do know that Chris Meister does play it there. So I do think that Heavy Flex looks good. It's going to put... okay, so we do see the Camille lock through. That is also a counter or a flex pick. It could be in the top lane or it could be in the jungle. There's the Gangplank pick. So Camille is a champion that I believe Friction has played quite a bit. It's got a similar style as the Jax that he likes. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that into the jungle.
No, it's certainly an interesting flex pick that is going to make FSG wonder, and we'll just figure out in a minute where that Talia is going. But you really have to wonder what Cinco Gazer wants to play that Camille or different champ and what he's going to try to carry on.
Well, the Gragas coming through really doesn't help us out anymore.
Yeah.
Gragas has been known to be flexed all over the place. So, I mean, you could have the Gangplank in the mid lane, the Gragas in the top lane, Talia jungle, or you could just kind of mix those all up there. So, Full Send is a team full of flex picks here, but we will see where Purple Cobras decides to put that Camille, and it looks like that Camille will be going into the jungle, and Swain is the pickup in the top lane for Cinco Gazer.
Now, the interesting thing about this draft is after seeing the Swain, FSG, if their champ pools are wide enough, can still respond and move different champs around to counter that Swain to the best of their ability.
Yeah, also looking at this champ select, though, you have to just look at the chain CC that Purple Cobras are going to be able to do. It's really scary with the charm from Ari, the concussive blows from Braum, Camille with the hook shot, Swain with the never move and the passive to pull him through. That's scary in my opinion.
No, definitely. And the way Purple Cobras was fighting last game, we may see those mini fights and those heavy CC layers really come through, especially if Cinco decides to TP in and really try to get that bot lane ahead.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how Trick plays with the dynamic of his team. He is the coach, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he has synergy with the team. I don't know how much he's practiced with the guys, so it's going to be interesting to see how he meshes with this team, whereas we already saw how fluid Purple Cobras have looked. Friction and Frisian look really good together. Cinco Gazer has kind of been on an island, but able to just dominate by himself. As we do see, the Gangplank is locked into the top lane, so I do think we're going to see Gangplank in the top, Gragas in the jungle, and the Talia in the mid. We'll find out here very soon.
And I do honestly hope it is that way, because having that Gragas be the jungler means that you do have that body slam flash we all love to see, and it is that way, but also a decent amount of damage being able to be applied to either lane could just roll Memento or Chris Meister through.
Yeah, for sure. But Gragas, again, another early game champion. He's got to have to make his impact known in this early game. Same with Camille, really. So I do think this early game is going to be a lot more action-packed than the first one was, because both of these junglers are going to want to start to get the ball rolling. If they do not and they fall behind, both of these champions have a tendency to become kind of lackluster once you get through kind of the first part.
Yeah, and we saw some early aggressive junglers picked in Xin Zhao and even a little in Kayn last game, but neither jungler really deciding to gank a lot or try to extend the lead early. So hopefully these more hyper-aggressive junglers can really make these junglers shine in their own right, and even make these other lanes shine and really get these kill counts up for an exciting game too.
Yeah, and in Friction's defense, I mean, we saw just the sheer dominance really in all of the lanes of Purple Cobra. So I think Friction, all he really had to do was play like damage control. He came in later to these fights and kind of just cleaned him up. He didn't really have to be proactive in game one because Frisian and Cinco Gazer were able to kind of take it over, honestly.
Definitely. Purple Cobra's definitely making Friction's job very easy, but hopefully with this new jungler in AM Trick, Friction will have to work a little harder this game, as if FSG lets things go the same way as last game, Purple Cobras might just pull away with 1 or 2 kills snowballing them.
We do see a late swap here. Is this going to be the Lucian in the mid lane and the Ahri in the jungle? No, they're just kind of trolling us right now.
Yeah, trying to get a little hype.
Purple Cobras, those tricksters getting us again.
They should be a little careful here before the game starts. If a trade doesn't go through, they could get caught in a little rough position.
Right, we do see them kind of swapping around too, not really taking this game seriously. But hopefully, like you said, we do see a new lineup for Full Send Gaming. I would love to see them bounce back strong and take this to a game 3. It'd be a lot of fun to see that happening. But based on the team compositions, I think I'm still going to give this game 2 over to Purple Cobras. I think their chain CC is just going to be too much for the side of Full Send Gaming. What are your thoughts?
I think that FSG really tried to get the ball rolling early with this team comp, but almost thought ahead of themselves too much, as we see Thresh being able to hold people down, Talia walling people off, and Misfortune wanting to get that nice controlled team fight. But Gragas is a champion that really just wants to spread the fight out and displace people. So really a little bit of anti-synergy, you could say, on the side of FSG, whereas on Purple Cobras, these heavy CC layerings for Swain, this nice front wall for Lucian and Ahri, really just the whole team works together. You can imagine how their fight wants to roll and how it'll work together.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. It's definitely going to be exciting. Again, we definitely want to see if Purple Cobras can kind of just shut out this series, take it down, and pick up another victory that's going to kind of keep them ahead in the standings, or if Full Send is able to bring it back and kind of even up the standings even more. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I would just like to take this time again to thank all the viewers that we have. We have gotten up to, I think it was almost 40 viewers, which is a new stream record once again. So thank you guys all for tuning in. We don't typically have games on Monday, so it's really awesome to see you guys in. If you haven't yet, please follow the stream. Check and see if you have that free Amazon Prime sub. It definitely helps all the players and the channel and the tournament grow. So take a look at that. And like I said, we just appreciate you guys coming out and watching us. It's pretty cool to see everyone here all the time. We do have the results in from the bets. So it does look like with the final bets in, 80% of you have decided to vote on the side of Purple Cobras and 20% on the side of Full Send Gaming. So it does appear that it is a heavy favorite in the side of Purple Cobras. So with that, we are going to take a small break here. We're going to hear from our sponsors, and we will see you guys on the Rift for Game 2 of Full Send Gaming versus Purple Cobras.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa, and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Summoner's Rift. We are in Game 2 of Full Send Gaming versus Purple Cobras. The team have switched sides, so this game we do have Full Send Gaming on the blue side and Purple Cobras on the red side. As we load onto the Rift, we see the teams going, and it looks like Purple Cobras are looking for a little bit of early action with that Braum.
Yeah, a little bit of red side fever. We saw FSG on red side last time as well. Try to step to absorb that invading group together. But this time we'll see Purple Cobras really try to get that 5-man rolling. But good job warding and stepping away on the side of Snippet.
Yeah, they were able to pick up that ward. So there you go. Gold lead already to the side of Purple Cobras.
And that might as well be GG. We'll see you guys next week. But
Yeah, that's right. Just go next. 10 gold. Let's go.
yeah.
All right. So we do see the Gangplank getting up in that jungle there. They do put that ward in, and that's gonna let them know where Friction is gonna start. So that's good information and a good ward from the side of Memento.
Now we'll see if they can actually roll that into an advantage, as we do know that left hook Larry likes to do vertical jungling, but we don't really have much intel on Trick, so we'll see what his jungle style is and what he can do with that ward.
Yeah, and Trick is really that unknown factor in this game. We're going to have to see how he can command this team if he's able to kind of help them out with this game. But yeah, we do see the red start from both sides. Another good ward from the side of FSG, but it doesn't look like they spotted it out, and he does go for that level 2 gank. Not much happening, though, in the mid lane.
Yeah, just a little bit of a wave as he goes by, letting him know. But forcing out that flash from Chrismeister may mean that Camille tries to double back eventually. And with Talaya not having that mobility option in her kit, it could mean a death later in that mid lane.
Yeah, and with how comfortable we've seen Frisian on this Ahri and how dominant he can be, that's spooky. The level 2 does go over to the bot lane of Purple Cobra, so they get this early trade-off.
But we saw that love tap from MF and that nice little auto from Thresh. Those quick trades, if Lucian tries to go for them, may just go net even because of those passives.
Yeah. So early trading on both teams, really. We do see that Misfortune did opt for that Comet. We have kind of seen kind of a mixed bag with Misfortune between the Dark Harvest and the Comet. I believe the Comet's just a little bit better for poking and laning, whereas the Dark Harvest is better in these like team fights.
Yeah, the Dark Harvest really shows that the player wants to be scaling centric, where that Comet really shows that they want to get that E early and get that poke off.
So the Swain pick is interesting. I don't think we've ever seen. I haven't seen Fresh or Cinco Gazer on it. Ooh, Frisian going really low there. Nice gank on the side of Trick, but he is able to get out without using any summoners. Tomato Farmer going aggressive. The Compulsive goes going to Phoenix. Friction with the hook shot. Phoenix going really low. That is first blood over to Tomato Farmer. A nice play from the side of Purple Cobras for this early first blood.
Definitely a good play by Friction, but it was close. If Thresh got that hook off on Camille when she was launching towards him, it could have meant that extended suppression means that Camille goes down under that tower. So a little unlucky on the side of Phoenix hooking that other character, that Braum there.
Yeah, but yeah, interesting enough, we haven't really seen Cinco Gazer on the Swain, so it's going to be interesting to see him play kind of a different play style in this game. I'm kind of excited to see how he goes for him. Tomato Farmer is going really low in this bot lane, though, so maybe if they stick around, Full Send Gaming might be able to punish that here.
Yeah, without that flash, Thresh has fewer options to try to get that play out. But with Tomato Farmer backing away, he really just has no options at all at this point, and really just a safe and early lead in bot means that Thresh is going to be under a lot of pressure to make a play.
Right, especially with him going down early. He did have to blow his flash and his ignite, so that is a summoner advantage to the side of Purple Cobras, and we'll see if Friction wants to take advantage of that in the next few minutes.
And with that heal going down on MF as well, you should expect to see Friction there, and possibly even Frisian if he decides, because a 4-man bot could mean that first tower as well, and would really get PPC ahead again.
Yeah, and it's again in this game we do see the Mountain Drake as the first Drake, so that's typically a highly contested Drake in terms of the elemental Drakes.
And the problem we saw last game was Earth Drake last game as well, but both teams took a large amount of time to decide to go for that Drake. So FSG may try to take it early knowing that Purple Cobras may not value it as much.
Yeah, we do see a little bit better ward coverage this game from the side of Full Send Gaming. They kind of fell behind in that ward coverage game last game, so they're kind of picking it up here in game 2.
Yeah, really good to see 2 pink wards on that bot side, really making sure that their own jungle is safe from that Camille, as those wall ganks can really start to be a problem if bot can push ahead.
Definitely here. We do see the junglers meeting in this topside jungle here, but it doesn't look like much is going to happen.
And really just a calmer game than you would think in the beginning. This Gragas really deciding to farm his jungle after getting a few ganks off very early. So hopefully we'll see him try to make a play in a lane soon, as his window is really getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, for sure. And here comes the Swain. Trick looking to go aggressive. The ultimate comes through for Memento. They do get the knock up onto Cinco Gazer. Cinco Gazer going quite low. He might be able to go through here. The Demonic Ascension keeping him alive for the time being. We don't see any movement from the mid lane to help him out, so he's kind of on his own. Flashes the wall, but there's not many places for him to go. Memento is going to be able to get the slow there. Is he going to be able to pick it up? We do see Frisian coming through, but there is the wall, the Weaver's wall, and kill goes over to Memento there. So there you mentioned earlier in the game the mobility from Talia, the Weaver's wall really helping secure that.
Yeah, and a really good job. Just as I was saying, Gragas needs to gank, he gets that one off. And Talia as well, having a good set of eyes and being able to make sure that kill goes over. As if Cinco got away, it would have been a lot of resources expended for very little gain and could have caused problems in that top lane.
Yeah, and with that chase, they do get that kill. It does, kind of even out this gold. You did see that Purple Cobras was out to about a 1k gold lead, so it put a little bit back into the pockets of Full Send Gaming.
And specifically in that Gangplank's hands, with him being about 500 over. Or we'll get back to that in a minute. His bot
Yeah, it
lane
looks
is
like Phoenix going really low once again. The concussive blows, Winter's Bite, locking him up there, and Tomato Farmer was able to just pump a lot of damage out.
Yeah. As I was saying, about a 500 gold lead in top for Gangplank as opposed to about the same gold lead in bot for Lucian. We'll see if these junglers decide to get this gold lead rolling, or if they'll decide to gank that lane that's behind and really just try to make things even.
Yeah, so kind of similar to last game. The early game, not a lot of action going on, but it did seem once the game started rolling, things just started to kind of explode, especially in the side of Purple Cobras.
And a nice bit of poking in both the top and bot lane here. Swain is really making use of that range he has.
Yeah, the thing with Swain, though, he's going to hit this mid game, and he's going to be a monster to kind of deal with, but if this goes a little bit later than that, Gangplank is going to be able to scale up and get really strong. He does such a good job of farming up, too.
And I do believe that FSG has a bit better scaling on their side, so if they can just weather the storm that Purple Cobras is going to try to put out, it's possible they could just come through with a late game victory.
Oh, for sure. So here we go. The team's kind of just hovering around. We do see some pings. There is some nice ward coverage by Full Send Gaming on the Dragon side there. It looks like that's going to be Trick going up into Swain. Pops the Demonic Ascension. There's not a lot going on, but in the meantime, it looks like Friction's going to take this opportunity to try to burst down this Mountain Drake, knowing that Trick's on the top side of the map.
But just backing on and off of it, going slow.
Frisian hits the charm, goes aggressive. Yeah, they do have vision on this Drake, but I don't think they can really contest it here. That is going to go over. Mountain Drake going to Purple Cobras.
Yeah, and Thresh doing a good job of making them guess where the rest of their team was or really just worrying them a bit and having them step off, but just a slower rotation from Talai and Gragas means that Purple Cobras doesn't have to be afraid. And a good job by Ari really stopping them and making sure they can secure that dragon.
Yeah. Again, pretty even here. Not a lot of kills, no turrets down yet. The teams are just kind of farming it up, doing what they can. We do see the... Here comes the engage. Desolate Earth with a Glacial Fissure knocks up Phoenix and Snippet. Oh, nice ultimate. Bullet time taking him really low. It does look like Tomato Goat starts down, but that is a double kill for Snippet. That bullet time was huge. Here comes the Weaver's Wall. Chris Meister is here. Desolate Earth really low. And Am Trick hits him with the snipe on the explosive cast there. And that is 2 kills, 3 kills over to Full Send Gaming.
And really just great positioning by Snippet there. Knowing how to get those 3 in that ult. And just knowing that Purple Cobras likes to commit hard on those ganks and taking advantage of that.
Yeah, really good awareness from Trick for sure to get there. And they're going to use this to get this stop bot turret really low. Not sure if they're going to be able to pick it up. They're going to stay for it. That might be a poor decision from the side of Full Send Gaming if Purple Cobras can get there in time. But that doesn't look like the case. So first turret going over to Full Send Gaming.
Yeah, and Full Send Gaming this time deciding to get that early lead in that early gold ahead in the bot lane. So we'll see if this time Snippet can really try to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it's definitely someone he is very comfortable on. They did take away the misfortune in game 1, but having that open, he's definitely going to play that every time. So again, we see a little bit of comfort for the side of Full Send this game.
Yeah, and PPC deciding to stack that bot side, getting ready to take that tower, but just backing off now. Deciding to respect FSG a bit.
Phoenix is looking for something here. He's just out of that hook range, so he's not going to be able to just throw that hook over the wall. I think he's kind of waiting for Swain to go aggressive. Now, you do see the amulet drops there. Does that give away the Thresh? Like, do you know if or Cinco Gazer was able to see those coins?
Yeah, you would be able to see the consumables drop, I believe. So a little bit of a interesting itemization with Thresh going coin there shows where he's going to be if he decides to sit over that wall.
Yeah, so kind of gate him away there. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, but a lane swap on the side of FSG trying to get this top tower as well will also force the PPC bot lane to go top with them. Will mean that we can see those kills rolling through if Snippet can get that lead ahead.
Yeah, so you definitely see a little bit better macro on the side of Full Send Gaming here. They know they got to push this game and not allow this Ari, the Camille, to kind of take over here. They're looking good in this game too so far.
No, definitely. And the gold lead really rolling through in every lane for FSG so far. Just having, even at the support position, having an extra 100 gold helps a little if you want to push an item. But we see that no lane is really behind, and PPC doesn't really have a straw to grasp so far in this early game.
Yeah, and I really want to see Full Send Gaming look at this Rift Herald. We didn't have, neither team picked up Rift Herald in game 2, but it's such a good objective. It just kind of lets you break open the map even further. Phoenix is kind of caught out here. Here comes the Glacial Fissure from the side of Desolate Earth. Tomato Farmer is able to pick up the kill. The bullet time doesn't really do much there, and that is a nice pick for the side of Purple Cobras.
Yeah, definitely good heads-up play by Desolate Earth, getting to that Thresh, getting that CC layered properly, and really making sure that he can start to get Tomato Farmer ahead again.
Yeah, good job from the side of Purple Cobras. We do see both teams kind of hovering in this top lane now. Am Trick, here he comes. He comes through. Explosive Cast comes through. But Friction is here. Friction explodes. Trick goes down. And that's another pick from the side of Purple Cobras. We saw the Weaver's Wall coming through, but Chris Meister didn't opt to kind of ride that wall through, so he wasn't able to get to the fight at all in there.
Yeah, possibly a smart decision by him hopping off early and not risking feeding another kill through, as not having vision in there and not knowing that Camille was there really mean that PPC is crawling their way back in this game.
Yeah, and you see Chris Meister starting to do quite a bit of damage though in this mid lane. So definitely handling himself a little bit better in this game too versus Frisian's Ari.
Yeah, And getting that Ludens out first should mean that he has that advantage, but just as I say that, Ahri backs for it, so we'll see a bit of an even power spike again through both of them in the mid lane.
Definitely. So we do take a time. Full Send is maintaining a little bit of a gold lead here, just about 500 once again, so nothing too crazy. But Purple Cobras showed over the last couple minutes that they are not anywhere out of this fight. They looked very good in a couple of those plays here. It's going to be exciting as we go into this mid game.
No, definitely. And getting that gold even will mean that no laner is behind now, no position is too far behind, so everyone on Purple Cobras can contribute and really try to make these fights roll in their favor,
And
as opposed
Phoenix
to focus.
just missed on that hook, but Tomato Farmer takes that opportunity to go aggressive. The calling kind of chunking Phoenix down to half health, not able to finish him off there. But you see just how Tomato Farmer, once any advantage, they missed the hook. He just went aggressive immediately onto the bot lane of Full Send Gaming. Winner's Fight comes through. Here comes the Glacial Fissure, knocks up Phoenix. Phoenix going low. Bullet Time comes through. Oh my gosh, the shield wasn't able to do anything there. And down goes Tomato Farmer. Another good bullet time from Snippet, showing how strong he can be on this Misfortune.
Yeah, and just a bit of positioning error on that Braum, not being able to get over to Lucian, and Lucian not really getting to that Braum, but instead trying to run out his own way. Maybe a bit of communication error on the side of PPC in that fight.
Yeah, it looks like they just he kind of just panicked. It looks like he dashed to the wrong side. Instead of going towards the Braum, he dashed away, and I don't think Desolate Earth was able to drop him. But Snippet kind of out of position here. Here comes Friction, is going to be able to knock him with the concussive blows. Down goes Friction, or I'm sorry, down goes Snippet, and that's shutdown gold over to Friction.
Yeah, Friction really showing that mobility that Camille has, and that just pure, well, again, mobility, but the damage as well, really bursting down Snippet.
Oh, Cinco Gazer has his eyes set on Chris Meister, forces the flash away. Nice charm from the side of Frisian, immediately gets cleansed, but that's a lot of damage and a summoner spell. Both summoner spells out for Chris Meister.
And without Gragas having that flash, we'll see possibly a gank, but not as strong as it could be, as they may just try to clear wave and leave.
Yeah, it looks like that might be the case here. They do have pretty good wave clear with the Talia. Just, you know, those Qs, throwing those Qs every couple seconds just melts those minions.
Oh yeah, and especially with Gragas being able to cook that cask as well, letting it sit there. And MF coming through as well if they really need her there, be able to make it rain and get those love taps off. PPC may have a problem shoving these waves in and keeping them under towers.
Yeah, Tomato Farmer getting a lot of chip damage onto this turret. The Misfortune is there. They do smot out the Camille onto the Scuttle Crab. I wouldn't be surprised if Friction looks for a dive in this top lane. And with that, it looks like Snippet's just going to concede the top turret over to Tomato Farmer.
Now, interestingly enough, they are grouping a bit. And I'll hope to see a Rift Herald play, but it's possible they'll just ignore it and try to keep pushing one of these lanes.
And just as we mentioned that, it looks like Friction is going on to that Rift Herald. But they do know that there's a lot of members of Purple Cobras there. So Full Send is going to respond. They do have that blue trinket. There might be a fight that's going to break out here. But Purple Cobras has the advantage at the moment. That being said, the ultimate from Gangplank can really provide some AoE pressure. Instead, Full Send just decides to give the Herald over to Purple Cobras.
Full Send possibly getting a little scared and a little bit of PTSD from last game, deciding not to go in, even though they are even with Purple Cobras at the moment. Yeah,
they're even. The Gangplank, I think, provides a little bit of help there. The teleport was available, so that would have been a 5v5 if both top laners used teleport. So interesting, interesting. Oh my gosh, Memento just explodes Frisian. Chris Meister takes the kill. Fight's erupting here. Here comes the bullet time coming through from the side of Full Send Gaming. Snippet picks up another kill. Cinco Gazer is still alive on the outside. And jeez, oh Pete's, that damage from the Gangplank barrel just absolutely just explodes Frisian. Tomato Farmer and Cinco Gazer want more. Here comes the hook by the Thresh. Death Sentence come through. Down goes the Thresh. Cinco Gazer is the only member alive. And that is an ace for the side of Full Send Gaming. Great fight. A clean ace.
Yeah, really amazing decision making in the side of that fight, but a little rough. Friction standing in that, or I'm sorry, Frisian standing in that Gragas barrel, accidentally stepping back into it, letting the full cook go off along with that other burst damage. Really just an inch over could have turned that fight over, but instead we saw Gragas able to flash, jump over, and just end him early, really taking out a lot of the possible damage from Purple Cobras.
Yeah, and you just saw all it took was that one barrel from the side of Gangplank to start that fight, and it was a huge fight. Momentum still in the side of Full Send Gaming. They have now a 3K gold lead, and they're looking to push their lead now.
And without that rift up and without another dragon up, they may just choose to group and push a wave or disperse and try to pull apart Purple Cobras. But no really clear focus is available on the map for them.
Yeah, so if you're Purple Cobras in this game, after dominating so heavily in game 1, they find themselves down about 3K gold. What do you think they need to do to bring this game 2 back for them?
I still think that Purple Cobras has that better team fight, and with just a bit better positioning, they really could have turned that fight in that favor. But again, just a few small mistakes really show the damage output that FSG has if you're not careful around them.
Yeah, you just see how much damage this Gangplank is able to produce. He is able to hit another barrel onto the Lucian and chunks him out quite a bit. Desolate Earth gets hooked by the death sentence, but nothing kind of coming through there. Just letting him know that that this Phoenix looking very good. There's another death sentence onto Cinco Gazer. Cinco Gazer has to burn the stopwatch. Bullet time coming through, not connecting with Nush. Nush explosive charge to put Desolate Earth, but that's a lot of cooldowns for the side of Full Send Gaming. Frisian has slain Phoenix here. Another kill coming through for Cinco Gazer. Cinco Gazer is going low. Friction taken down. It looks like Memento wants to re-engage this fight here. Chris Meister, nice knock-up. But you do have Tomato Farmer on the outside. Is he going to be able to take down Snippet? He does. Shutdown gold going over to Tomato Farmer. His eyes turns on Chris Meister, goes down. Frisian hits the charm. And that is going to be a 3-for-3 fight there. And just, that was a really fun fight there.
No, yeah, really fun and really exciting. But the one thing that Purple Cobras really proved in that fight, in my eyes, is that with that better positioning and with that better decision making, they aren't as behind as they appear, and they really can try to focus down some of these carry targets on FSG. Are you there, buddy?
Yeah, just getting back into...
Alright.
Alright, it looks like I was a little bit out of sync there in that last fight. So, was able to kind of fix there, and we are getting back into the... I'm back on time with you guys. Sorry there, a little bit of technical difficulties. But we do see both teams kind of looking to play a little ARAM, hovering around this mid lane here.
And really just grouping up, but getting that poke early on the side of FSG, getting that Ahri a little bit low. If Purple Cobras does decide to engage soon, their health bars may be so low that they'll just have to leave.
Yeah, you do see the wave clear from the side of Full Send Gaming. They're not really able to do too much. We did see the Rift Herald go down into the bot lane. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or what, but that Rift Herald's not going to do anything for Purple Cobras.
The one thing that you could have hoped it would have done is if they tried to get a fight there, Gangplank, without that teleport and going down there, can't make his way back up and can really only ult. But instead you saw Purple Cobras take a more passive route, not really try to engage, and instead let that clear go through cleanly.
Memento does want some action onto Friction here, but Friction with that mobility is able to go. Nice charm from the side of Frisian onto Trick. But Frisian is just not doing the same amount of damage that he did in game 1 at this point. It looks like, you know, he's pretty thoroughly behind some of the champions on the side of Full Send Gaming.
No, yeah, without that extra gold lead and that early dominance, you really see that normal power level of Ahri. He's not necessarily behind, but he's not in a position to dominate this game either, as we're so used to seeing.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be a team effort from the side. Oh, nice death sentence from Phoenix. Going all in here. There is the Glacial Fissure. Bullet Time takes out Tomato Farmer. And that was a nice fight from the side of Full Send Gaming. Phoenix picks up the death sentence again. He's looking very impressive on this Thresh so far in this game.
Yeah, he's landing a lot of important hooks and really making sure he's getting those priority targets, avoiding hooking that Braum and that Swain. But again, the word of this game is probably going to keep being positioning. As you saw, Tomato Farmer just a little out of the way.
Memento getting a little bit too aggressive, but he is able to take the kill onto Friction. And his next sight's going to go onto Cinco Gazer. Cinco Gazer does pop the Demonic Ascension, the concussive blows knock him up, and boom, down goes the Gangplank. That's shutdown gold for the side of Cinco Gazer, but they do leave this mid turret wide open. And Full Send Gaming has their eyes set on it. They're going to take it really low. They might be able to take it here. One more auto will do it. Let's see if Purple Cobras wants to fight. And it looks like Full Send Gaming gets out of there with their lives.
Yeah, a little bit rough giving that much shutdown gold over to Swain could really get that scaling ahead. But trading a tower and possibly Baron now as well could really prove to get FSG ahead again.
Yeah, they spot him on this Drake here. There's absolutely no vision for Purple Cobras on this Baron. They're going to get this for absolutely free. They will pick up the Mountain Drake in return. That is the second one for them. But look, the bullet time coming through just to do damage on that. Baron over to Full Send Gaming, responded with the Mountain Drake for the side of Purple Cobras.
Yeah, and as we see Trick try to head to this top tower, you saw how comfortable they were. MF getting that bullet time out early, even Trick smiting a little early, not getting that smite kill onto Baron. They saw where Purple Cobras was, they were comfortable with the positioning, and they're really just starting to run away with this game now.
Yeah, no vision in that topside river just allowed them to walk right in undetected. And that's a really good Baron sneak from the side of Full Send Gaming.
Now, the one thing I do hope to see is that, and we will, this Gangplank splitting bot, the 4 members of FSG really have enough power between them to be able to occupy the 5 members of Purple Cobras, and no one person can match Gangplank right now, meaning that, that Purple Cobras might just have to choose which lane to give up.
Yeah, we already saw how strong this Gangplank is. He was able to 1v1 Friction and almost take out another 2 members of Purple Cobras. They had to expend a lot of resources just to take him down, and that resulted in the Baron taking by Full Send, honestly.
Yeah, and as we see them group, we will see the split push Gangplank, we will see the 4 members mid, and it's really up to Purple Cobras to decide how they're going to tackle this, and if they're really going to try to get a pick out.
Yeah, Full Send Gaming methodically just kind of moving around the map here. Their next target is this bot lane tier 2. A nice never move. There is the death sentence from the side of... oh man, nice explosive cast to spread everybody out there. And they're going really low. Purple Cobras, there's Trick with the flash head engaged there. Going really low. Bullet time coming through. Nice charm from Frisian to shut him down. Snipe it goes really low. Momentum is in the front line here. So they do end up picking that bot lane turret up, but not much more. They are going to continue the siege in the bot lane.
And what we saw that fight is, although they got Snippet very low, these other 4 characters of FSG have such a big health pool, so much resistances, that it's going to be very tough to tear through them and really get these fights won in Purple Cobra's favor.
Yeah, and even though Frisian was able to hit that charm onto the carry, he just doesn't do enough damage this game to take him out.
And that may start to be a problem for Purple Cobras as we see FSG really set their sights on these inhibitor turrets.
Right, and who do you really want to take out at this point? It's really tough. The Gangplank is doing so much damage. Oh my gosh, shut down. Huge damage coming aside from Chris Meister, and that's a pick onto the Swain. That's going to allow Full Send Gaming to continue this siege onto the base of Purple Cobras. Gangplank's damage is insane right now. If you get hit by one of those barrel combos, it's going to take you really low. But it does look like he goes a bit aggressive there. Desolate Earth going down. They are continuing the siege though. All members of Purple Cobras are really low. They are turning their sights onto these Nexus turrets. They have one more shot here. Can Purple Cobra stop this push? It doesn't look like that's the case as Chris Meister takes down Tomato Farmer. They're going to turn their sights onto the Nexus. Friction, last-ditch effort in with the the kill onto Trick, but down he goes. Now it's just Frisian versus 3 members of Full Send Gaming, and that's going to be the Nexus. Game 2 goes over to Full Send Gaming, and we are going to go to Game 3, boys.
Now, what we really saw towards the end there, in my opinion, is I believe that Trick may have turned into the shot caller, as in the end, and even throughout the game, we saw a little bit better macro play and a little better rotational play and objective control. So if they keep this jungler in and roll into Game 3, we may see FSG steal away another game from Purple Cobras and win this series.
Yeah, it definitely looked like they were a lot more comfortable with the macro plays. They were able to get the game rolling early and really didn't let their foot off the pedal there. A great performance from the side of Full Send Gaming to take this to game number 3. With that, we are going to take a short break. We will see you guys back in Champ Select for game 3 of Full Send Gaming versus Purple Cobras. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are in to Game 3 of Full Send Gaming and Purple Cobras. A very exciting series so far. We saw Full Send able to bounce back after that Game 1. They are looking very good, and it's going to be interesting to see which team can take this Game 3.
Now, the one thing we do have to wonder is with Trick coming in on FSG's jungle, and I believe coming in again this game as well, we'll see if that macro stays at the level it was last game and if he can really drive FSG to another victory.
Yeah, and we are into Champ Select, so we do see similar drafts in or similar bans away. Purple Cobras opting to ban the Gangplank out and the Talia. We see the Jax, Renekton, and Scion taken away from Full Send Gaming, and Purple Cobras opting for the first pick Ari for the third game in a row here. So Frisian onto his patented pocket pick Ari. The Talia was banned away from Chris Meister this time, so it's going to be interesting to see how Full Send decides to counter that. They do lock in the Braum. That is a very strong champion to go, and the Kindred, which was previously banned away from Trick, is locked in for Trick. So in all these games, we've seen the Ari being prioritized by Purple Cobras. Braum has been obviously one of the highest priorities in the support role. So I think both teams are pretty happy with what they've been able to draft so far.
And the interesting thing we see is MF is being left open for Snippet, so we'll see if Purple Cobras wants to scoop that up, or if they're really just going to let that slide through as well.
Yeah, we see the Leona coming through, maybe trying to punish the mobility that Misfortune lacks. But like you said, with the Misfortune being left up, I do not see Full Send Gaming leaving that unless Purple Cobras takes it. But they do opt to lock into the Lee Sin to kind of counter this Kindred here. Yeah, so right here, I'd be very surprised not to see the Misfortune coming through for Snippet.
And the only way you could imagine it is if they are scared of that Leona lockdown, they may opt for someone with a little bit more mobility, possibly a Tristana, or maybe even a Callista if they want to get a little crazy. But we will see the MF.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how strong he was on it in that game too. As we kind of mentioned, it's almost a little bit disrespectful leaving that Misfortune up for Snippet. But we did say that about the Ari in last game, and Full Send Gaming was definitely able to handle that in a very strong manner.
Now, the one thing that is a little scary for this MF is Leona has a lot of ways to get onto the MF or just stun her from distance, and the Lee Sin as well, depending on how he kicks. So MF could see her ult cancelled almost immediately after cast if she's not careful about where she's doing it from.
Yeah, so we do see the Anivia ban coming through, taking Chris Meister off another kind of comfort pick here. Lucian taken away from Tomato Farmer. We did see that in the previous two games. So it looks like the mid pool was kind of pinched away from the side of Full Send Gaming, and the 80 carry pool was pinched away from Tomato Farmer for Purple Cobras. The Ornn taken away. So that kind of takes the big tanky top laners off the board. You do see the Scion ban from Full Send Gaming as well as the Ornn ban here. But that does leave the Poppy open. I think that might be the next kind of priority for either team.
And I would hope to see that as well, as we saw Cinco Gazer really put the team on his back with that Poppy along with Ari as well. But if it is tough to blind pick, but it is also a solid pick just in general, I believe. And we did see the proficiency that Cinco has on it.
Yeah, we do see the Ezreal coming through for Tomato Farmer. What I like about the Ezreal is he's going to be able to kind of bounce away out of these bullet times with his E. There's the Poppy that we were looking for. Cinco Gazer saying, you know what, I did so well on that Poppy. Just give it back. We'll run it back. Let's see what Memento has in store to counter this Poppy.
And I'm not really sure about top lane matchups as you as the top lane. Well, it was a Cho'Gath anyway, but what would you pick into that Poppy to really try to get your lane rolling?
So Poppy's really only real big counter at this point is the Darius. Darius is able to kind of bully Poppy away, pull her into him, and kind of just keep her exactly where he wants her. That being said, Darius doesn't really bring a lot to team fights in this meta, so the Cho'Gath is fine. The Cho'Gath is going to allow Memento to kind of sit back and get his stacks. And what that's going to do for Full Send Gaming is they're going to be able to take these objectives with that Cho'Gath R, with the extra damage that the Kindred's going to be able to do. So I like the Cho'Gath, but I don't really think he gains an advantage on the Poppy. I wouldn't be surprised if Cinco Gazer takes over this game again.
Now, the one thing Purple Cobras does have to fear is FSG once again with the overall theme of these AoE team comps with Braum, MF, Cassio, and Cho'Gath pumping out that team-wide damage. If they group up and they're not careful about where they're putting Ahri and where they're putting Ezreal, we could see the carries get melted down so quick that Poppy isn't allowed to run rampant in backlines and will get focused down as well.
Yeah, and I'm based on the picks here, I'm expecting Friction to kind of put a lot of his attention towards the top lane of the map there, with the Poppy being able to lock down the Cho. If he gets up there early before Cho gets really strong and tanky, I think that's definitely where I would go, especially with Poppy's ability to keep Trick out of the fights with that Q. Poppy's walls kind of gives a soft counter to Kindred, not allowing him to get into there. But we'll see. I think that puts a lot of pressure on Friction. If he doesn't snowball early on Lee Sin, Kindred's definitely going to have the advantage in these team fights.
Definitely. But as you said, if they are able to focus this Cho'Gath down top lane, I truly believe that Cinco can carry this game because Poppy being able to knock Kindred out of ult, being able to cancel MF's ult, the only person that would really be able to deal with him at that point is Cassio. And a Cassio trying to focus down a Poppy for an entire fight could just lose their fights in and of itself because one of their main damage carries is going to be so focused on a tank that the rest of the team just carries the rest of the fight.
Now, what might really turn some of these fights is the miasma from Cassiopeia. If Chris Meister's able to lay that down in a really good spot, it really hinders the team of Purple Cobras. Poppy's not going to be able to charge in. Lee Sin's not going to be able to charge in. Ahri's not going to be able to use her ult. Ezreal's not going to be able to use his E. Leona's not going to be able to come in. Like, that is a lot of stuff taken away from one ability. So Cassiopeia might be able to turn some of these fights if she places her miasma in a good way.
No, definitely. And it really means that Purple Cobras may not be able to fight in the jungle because those constricted pathways and a good miasma from Cassio could mean that they're just caught in the water, and the slow as well, even layered with a Brommel, if he can get in position, they might just die to the fight right there before they can really even get anything going.
Yeah, especially if you have that Cho'Gath in the face of Purple Cobras. If they're not able to get in onto this Cassiopeia or this Misfortune, there's going to be a lot of damage pumped out from both those champions. You have to keep in mind the bullet time. They don't have the Braum shield to soak any of that up this game. Cassiopeia, if they don't get onto her, she's just going to sit back and just melt some of these squishy targets with the Ahri, the Ezreal, the Lee Sin. So again, it's going to be a kind of a similar thing that we saw in the first two games. Purple Cobras, they're going to look for these picks from the Lee Sin, from Ahri on Frisian, the Leona, whereas Full Sin Gaming, they're kind of focused on team fighting and getting and taking these good fights. And I think they have the better team fight composition once again in this game 3.
Now, I do believe that we have to cut over to a word from our sponsors, so... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we've got a few
That's
minutes, but
2.5 minutes. I read the wrong timer. I apologize.
don't
See,
jump the gun, buddy. You're not
we-
getting out of this. You
I
got to
just
continue to
I
talk.
do no, I do really want to see Dino Dad, and hopefully anyone new in chat can ask at the rest of Twitch chat who I'm talking about, and you will meet him in a minute for those of you who don't know yet. But a really great sponsor and a really great guy, as I've heard in the past. But back to the main game, the one thing that we also have to fear is that Kindred ult, which we haven't really talked about. Even if Lee can get on Cassio or MF, or even if Ezreal can skirt his way around fights and land those Qs, if Kindred has decent positioning with that ult, they'll be able to just stay alive for so long that these bigger health bars on Poppy and on Lee and on Leona will get so low that even if they stand in that Kindred ult, Cho'Gath ulting or MF holding that bullet time can really just melt them down post fight.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be interesting. I think the top lane holds a lot of strength in this fight here. If Cinco Gazer is able to snowball through Memento once again, I think that can be a win condition for the side of Purple Cobras. That being said, Cho'Gath is a big tanky dude. He is very hard to just bully out here. Even if he's not able to kill Poppy, he's able to sustain through the healing he has in his kit through his passive. His chomp is going to be able to provide a lot of health. He can get a lot of passive stacks on his ultimate there, which is going to help him maintain this laning phase. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what Cinco Gazer and Memento do in this game because a lot of pressure might be on these guys.
Definitely. And if Cinco does fall early, the other problem with FSG's kit is that Ezreal doesn't normally build Bork, and there's no max health damage on the side of FSG. Or I'm sorry, not FSG, on the side of PPC. So if Purple Cobras doesn't find a way early to shut down Show and he really gets that health bar rolling, there's no effective way to take him down in fights. So he may just live so long that he's able to chase down and take down the rest of the team.
Yeah, for sure. And we are ending our spectator delay here. So we are going to turn to our sponsors here shortly. Before we go, I just wanted to thank all the viewers for coming out again. If you haven't followed yet, go ahead and give us a follow. If you have your Amazon Prime free sub, take a look at subbing. It really helps out the tournament, helps out the staff. Also, if you want to communicate and chat with the community, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and follow us on our social media and join our Discord. We would love to chat with you guys. With that, we're going to hear a short word from our sponsor.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa, and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are going into Game 3 in this exciting series featuring Full Send Gaming and Purple Cobras. We have switched back one more time. We have the Purple Cobras on the blue side and Full Send Gaming on the red side here. We do see Purple Cobras lining up in this line of scrimmage where Full Send Gaming looking for this cheeky invade. This Leona's not going to see them until very late. We do see the lead there. The slow coming through. The Winter's Bite coming through a little bit late there. I would have liked to see Phoenix hit that Q a lot earlier than that, but they do end up getting the flash away from Leona.
And a little bit of this red side fever in game 3 as well. We've seen every game this red team wants to get some kind of catch, either catching the invader, invading themselves, but each time they had that Braum. And if that Q hit early, it could have been more than the flash going away.
Yeah, but good job from Desolate Earth to react quickly and stay with his life. If they would have, like I said, the path that Full Send took there, that Leona didn't see the invade until they dropped that ward. So that was a really nice invade path from Full Send Gaming.
And possibly, once again, the influence of AM Trick. If he's commanding this team, we're really going to see how that FSG coach is really going to, again, improve that macro and improve the pathing and possibly just bring this team together as a whole.
And we do see for the first time kind of a standard start from both teams, starting their bot lane. We do see Lee Sin kind of heading up, trying to get like a level early 2 gank, but a nicely placed ward from the side of Full Sin Gaming spots him out there. They know exactly where this Lee Sin is. And Lee Sin, if the bot lane's able to get the push for Full Sin Gaming, they might be able to collapse on them here.
Yeah, both teams really having decent warding at the beginning of every game early.
Oh, and that is a mark for Kindred, so a good pickup for Kindred. Lee Sin does have the blue buff. Frisian is early to roam. That's a trick. There's Lee Sin going through, and First Blood going through for the side of Purple Cobras. That's going to go over to Tomato Farmer, and good reaction time from the side of Purple Cobras to get that ball rolling and getting an early kill onto the 80 carry.
Now, it's a little bit better to see that blue buff as opposed to that red buff on Ezreal, as red does get applied through his Q, but it will mean we'll see almost an infinite ability to Q from the side of Ezreal until that buff goes away, which can really put pressure on Snippet, who's already running out of mana.
Yeah, so not only does it already give a lot of pressure with the kill to Tomato Farmer, but with that blue buff, like you said, he doesn't have to worry. And here we see Desolate Earth going aggressive. The Braum Shield is going to pick up a lot. Winter's Bite comes through, stacking up the concussive blows. Nothing too crazy going on in the bot lane there. As we do see the Lee Sin is starting to path up. They have their sight onto this Memento, but a nicely placed ward is going to... they do know that ward's there, so Lee Sin's just going to back off.
Now, even though we've been watching bot lane a lot and we are just catching glimpses of top now, Cinco's been doing a very good job of keeping this Cho'Gath under his turret and really making farming a difficulty for him.
Yeah, he is doing a great job. Tends to be known as this lane bully, Cinco Gazer. He applies so much pressure every game, and unless you provide a jungle pressure and rotations, he's usually able to just solo win these lanes and carry it to other lanes in the game. So, you know, hopefully Memento is able to hold him off this game for Full Send to really have a chance.
Definitely, and both junglers, again, after a little bit of ganking and Kindred having a bit of a hiccup in the early game, are just farming out that jungle and not really going for too many of these aggressive early plays that would get the audience hype, but also I'd like to see, especially on that Lee Sin.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned, I know Lee Sin got that early assist over to the Ezreal, but if he's not able to create a lead, Kindred's going to be able to scale into this game and provide a lot more in these team fights. Especially, like you said, with the miasma and stuff like that, it's going to make him hard for him to have an impact in these fights. Cinco Gazer, though, going aggressive on a Memento, slamming him into that wall. Little BM from Memento. He's like, I'm chilling. Here's my emote, drinking some coffee. No big deal.
And we'll see if that comes to bite him later, as we do see Lee Sin pathing up, but Kindred staying close by as well.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I do like the 2v2 of the Lee Sin. However, the Kindred's going to have the advantage of levels here. Friction going aggressive, but it looks like that Memento is going to be able to get there early. Let's see if they want to continue the fight. They definitely do. The silence comes through. Friction forced to flash away. They want more, though. He does land the Q onto Trick. Is he going to go aggressive? Cinco Gazer low on mana, and they'll just retreat with that. With really nothing too much here. We did see Friction lose his flash, but that's really about it.
Now, it's interesting to see Cinco try to stay. The wave is pushed in his favor, so he did have time to back and come before the farm really pushed under his turret, but it appears, even with low mana, he's still going to try to make an appearance on this map.
Yeah, and Poppy's going to be able to help this Lee Sin secure that mark away. They are going to fight over this, though. Friction going really good. Nice knockup from the side, and picks up the kill onto Friction. That was a very good rupture from Memento to pick up that kill on the Lee Sin.
Yeah, and we see why Kindred was actually banned away last game now, as Trick really is showing a dominant force. Even with that little early hiccup, he's really starting to come into his own on this champion.
And he does pick up a second mark. He has his eyes set on the Poppy in the top lane. Phoenix does pick up the kill on a Tomato Farmer. Another great rupture from the side of Momentum. He's level 6, but he's not going to have enough mana to finish him off, I don't think. Taking a few turret shots. But good job from Cinco Gazer being able to just walk out with his life there. Unfortunately for Memento, he did not have enough for that that R there. He probably would have been able to finish off the Poppy.
Yeah, and Poppy will get a few extra CS as Memento does have to be the first to back. And everything starts to calm down again as we see not much action mid, surprisingly. And Frisian will start to have to carry on his own in this mid lane if he wants to get Cassio behind enough to make his presence known.
Yeah, surprising that we haven't seen more action in the mid lane because Cassiopeia doesn't really have a lot of mobility. And with the mobility that Lee Sin provides, if he's able to get behind her and make something happen, that's really going to go in the favor. We'll see once Lee Sin hits 6, he'll try to start doing some stuff on this map.
And hopefully he'll hit 6 soon, as we do see Chris getting very low on mana, meaning that he won't have much ability to react if Lee Sin does appear in this mid lane.
Yeah, neither mid laners have backed yet in this. So once they back, they're going to get a lot of important items here. You know, it looks like Frisian's probably going to lean towards that Lost Chapter that we did here. Oh, he is going aggressive onto Chris Meister. The Ignite comes down. Nice ult, but the Ignite's going to take him down. Trick is able to get here, all out of charges, all out of mana. Frisian is in a very bad spot. We do see Lee Sin running down, but Trick picks up another kill. That is another kill to Trick, and down goes Frisian once again. So 1-for-1 trade here. Kindred picking up the kill as well as Frisian. Oh, they are looking at Trick. They see him here. There's a nice knock into the wall from Cinco Gazer, and that's shutdown gold going over to Cinco Gazer, and the red buff going over to Lee Sin. They now turn their attention to this Cho'Gath. I'm surprised Cho'Gath hasn't backed towards the turret. This might be disastrous here. They're going to have the inside root on him. Oh, the nice rupture. That might keep him alive, but the knock into the wall. Nice kick from Friction. Memento going down really low, but he is going to be able to survive. And that is ultimately, it is 3-3 and completely even gold in this game.
Now, Trick making a good play on that mid lane, being able to react, but then getting caught out, sadly, is going to put Cinco ahead enough where he may just start to overpower this Cho'Gath. Even though Trick does have 3 stacks on his passive as well, if he doesn't keep those rolling and start to get these objectives or these kills again, he could fall flat later in this game.
Yeah, and it was a very good rotation from the side of Purple Cobras, knowing that Memento really couldn't help. They did a very good job of getting in there. Memento is going really low. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. Single Gazer is not going to take that there. We do see the Dragons started off. A little action in this bot lane, but teams are just going to kind of reset here. And Cinco Gazer is going to start the bully out here, pushing Memento all the way back to his tier 2 turret. And it's going to be able to provide a lot of damage onto this tier 1 in the top side.
Now, if Lee Sin tries to get a gank off bot here, it could mean that Ahri can get off another kill. As we saw with that last fight mid, along with just the items that both have built, Ahri has a lot more power currently than this Cass.
Yeah, definitely.
And a little bit
So
of
back to lane, but Cinco Gazer, he wants to go aggressive here. He hasn't backed in a while. He might have a lot of gold right now. How much gold does he have in the pocket? Yeah, he currently has about 15k gold in the pocket. But the red team, Full Send Gaming, picking up this Cloud Drake relatively uncontested here. Memento does lose the Resher. I always love a good tank fight in the top lane. There's a lot of action, but not a lot of damage. So what usually ends up happening is they just kind of heal it all back up.
Yeah, the problem is that while Poppy can get that shield, Cho'Gath has a lot better sustain through that passive. So if they do go for those little trades and keep going back and forth, Cho may just have the advantage.
Yeah, I would like to see Purple Cobras try to make some plays here to get the ball rolling. If not, I think they fall victim to scaling. Once Cho'Gath starts getting big and Cassio gets her items, she's going to pump out a lot of damage. So I really want to see Purple Cobras try to make something happen in the next few minutes.
Yeah, whether that be trying to set up for a rift or really just trying to stack mid or top and roll it through a tower, we do have to see something soon, as a stagnant game will just end up in a loss.
Yeah, they're kind of on this timer here. The Chris Meister timer, the Trick timer on the Kindred, as well as we saw how much damage the Misfortune can do in these fights. So, you know, Full Send Gaming is doing a really good job of staying even in this early game and not letting themselves fall behind.
And a few pings as Leona is spotted out. Decent vision on the side of both teams, although it is currently lacking. Hopefully we'll see some more wards go up soon, as either bot lane may get ganked and just die and get that first tower.
Yeah, I'm surprised the junglers haven't like went and looked for a play to really break open one of these turrets, because I think that's really what's going to get this game rolling. Once first turret goes down, no matter what side, we're going to see a lot more better map rotations, and we're going to see this game really just kicking into high gear.
And although we do want to see Purple Cobras gank it, oh sorry, as we see Kindred coming through here.
Yeah, Kindred going on to Frisian, but he goes really low. Is forced to pop the Lamb's Respite there and heal that out. So I think they kind of disrespected how much damage Frisian can do at this point in the game. Cinco Gazer is going aggressive onto Memento once again. Memento is not really worried about it. Again, Poppy is trying to bully him out, but in the end, Momentum's typically able. There's the ground coming through from Chrismeister. He's going to be able to hit these snake fights in here. Desolate Earth with the ultimate locks him down. Flash coming through from Chrismeister. Nice Petrifying Gaze to keep him alive. And down goes Frisian. A nice 2v1 outplay from the side of Chrismeister. Phoenix fails to flash over the wall, and a trade kill comes through for Friction there. So nice play from the side of Chrismeister to pick up that kill. A little bit of mispositioning from Phoenix. He goes down.
And even going even 1-for-1 in that fight, like globally, I still believe that FSG comes out on top. Is getting kills on these scaling champs like Cass will just start to push them ahead of their build so much that they'll hit these power spikes earlier and just don't need that large amount of time to be relevant, meaning that PPC's window is going to get smaller and smaller if they keep taking them.
Yeah, you did see the Cassiopeia finisher, Rod of Ages, and she has the tier stacking now. So Chrismeister is starting to really come alive here. And that ticking time bomb for the side of Full Sin Gaming is ticking ever since so lower. We did see a little bit of action around that Rift Herald, but Full Sin sniffs it out and pushes them off.
And the main problem with that is Cho can just decide if he wants to either take Blast Cone or Flash in and take that Rift Herald out with his ult, as it will outdo any smite in the game, and especially currently. He'll have such a big window that Purple Cobras has to make sure it's either undetected completely or they have a pick first.
Well, not only that, Lamb's Respite will keep any objective, like big monster, from dying too. Here we see Memento going aggressive, but Friction is there. The smite coming through slows him down. Is Friction going to be able to kick him back? He does. Is it going to be enough damage, though? Memento is so tanky right now. He doesn't really have to worry about it. He does have his ultimate available. Cinco Gazer going under turret. Ooh, nice play from Friction, but he's going to go down. Memento, he still has his ultimate. Oh, down goes Memento. Cinco Gazer picks up the kill. Very well played from Cinco Gazer to kind of stay alive in that 2v2. So they do get the return trade, but Poppy has her sights on this turret here, and she might be able to pick it off with no teleport and 17 seconds on Memento.
Now a turret kill will mean a lot here for Purple Cobras, as they'll get that global gold, but also get that rotation that they can have from that Poppy. However, Cho'Gath not getting that feast kill off, and instead the tower finishing off that Lee Sin, will mean that he doesn't get that ult stack off, and will just put him behind even more.
Oh, Trick with a nice cheeky play. Desolate Earth had no idea. Here comes Bullet Time, forced to flash. The Glacial Fissure knocks Desolate Earth down. She's going really low. Down goes Desolate Earth. Trick has his eyes set on Tomato Farmer, but Friction is here. He is going to be able to apply a lot of damage onto Phoenix. Here comes the True Shot Barrage onto Trick. Trick taken really low. We had the TP coming through from the side of Cinco Gazer. Is he able to get onto anybody? They don't focus a target. Phoenix does go down a Tomato Farmer. Frisian picks up a kill onto Snippet, and that is a 2-for-0 for Purple Cobras, and that's kind of what they need to get this snowball going. They turn their attention onto this Mountain Drake.
Now, as we saw there, Lee Sin having that range, being able to jump in along with those Ahri charms, does mean that even without Leona, they still can get off decent picks, and FSG will still have to worry about whether or not they're safe, even if that support isn't there to help that engage.
Yeah, so we saw the teleport coming through for Cinco Gazer, but Memento decided to hold on to it. I don't know if he realized it was a lost fight or what, but what happens here is they do lose another turret in the bot lane. The Mountain Drake goes over to the side of Purple Cobras. Cho'Gath is now trying to take the Herald in response, which will help a little bit, but a good play from the side of Purple Cobras.
And the main thing that Cho gains from there, even past that Rift Herald, is one of those ult stacks. And because a while ago it was changed, but it is an infinitely stacking ability, the later and later this game goes, the more powerful he'll get with plays like that.
Yeah, and he's not limited on the epic monsters. So typically Cho'Gath, he can only hit like normal monsters. I think it's like 6 stacks.
Yeah, it is
But
6.
epic monsters, he can stack as many as he wants. So that is a nice pickup for Memento.
And hopefully we'll see him rotate down for this dragon later as well.
Yeah. So 2 turrets on the side of Purple Cobras. That's definitely what they want to do to get this gold snowballing. They're already up 2K, but one good fight from the side of Full Send Gaming can throw the game right back into the other way. Tomato Farmer going aggressive on that that E there, just kind of dodging the Winter's Bite, going aggressive. There is a lot of members of Full Send Gaming in this bot lane. I'm not sure if Tomato Farmer wants to go that aggressive.
And just a bit of a standstill now, as FSG is really scared of that range, those picks and that poking they have.
Friction going through. If that miasma went down just a few seconds earlier, that would have been bad. Phoenix going really low. Desolate Earth, but there's a good boy top. Snippet does pick up Tomato Farmer, 1-for-1 trade. The support goes down for the side of Full Send Gaming, and the carry goes down for Purple Cobras. Here comes Memento. Does he have? Yes, he does. Righteous Glory coming through is going to slow up Cinco Gazer, but nobody is there to kind of redo it. Lambs of Spike goes down. Friction tries to pick him off, isn't able to do so, and down goes Friction, going a little bit too aggressive. Nice rupture from the side of Memento. Memento is big, tanky in front of it. Snippet is not taking any damage. We still have the carries alive for the side of Full Send Gaming. Is Friction going to be able to do enough damage here? We do see the turret going down while the fight goes. They're continuing on to this fight. I don't think there's anything more, but another great fight. Friction going a little bit too aggressive, not respecting the Lambs or Spite, and does pay for it with his live.
And the one thing we really saw there is Memento wasn't in that fight in the beginning, but as soon as he got there, popping that Righteous Glory and running in, that big body running at PPC, at Purple Cobras, really makes them back away and change how they're fighting. So if Cho'Gath can really make sure he's in these fights going forward, it will cause a huge problem as Purple Cobras doesn't have an effective way to deal with him.
Yeah, you saw him kind of split that fight down the middle, force the Poppy to back off, and the other members of Purple Cobras kind of retreated to the river. In that kind of moment of confusion, Snippet took advantage by a well-placed bullet time and just pumps a lot of damage onto that fight.
And the one thing that Cho'Gath is going to have to be wary of, he has used all 6 stacks he can on minions and monsters, so the only way he can get stacks from here on out is either through a champion or through an epic monster like Baron or Dragon.
Oh, you do see the 2 members of Purple Cobras do take away that crab. I don't think Cho'Gath realized there was only 2 because they were in a very good position to collapse on that. Now you do have the Rift Herald still available for the side of Full Send Gaming. Only a few seconds left, so they're going to have to spawn that, and here they are doing that now. They have their eyes on this mid turret here. With Baron up, this is a very important would-be fight here. Nice rupture. Oh, the whiff on the ultimate. Here comes bullet time, pumping a lot of damage. Here comes the glacial fissure going down. They do get the turret, but Purple Cobras are forced to retreat. Are they going to want to re-engage on that? The charm goes through, hits Shelly. There is the ultimate from Leona, but there's not really a reason to engage, and they end up just losing a mid-tier 1 turret in that fight.
And the one thing that worried me about that fight was the beginning of it, as Purple Cobras does still have a small gold lead and a bit of an advantage, but you didn't see Ahri trying to really reach out for that charm or that pick early. You saw them kind of wait and want to absorb FSG, but that's exactly the kind of fight FSG is looking for. So if they keep it up, there may be problems.
Yeah, Cinco Gazer going aggressive onto Memento, but Tomato Farm getting pretty low there. One more auto proc the concussive blows. Here you see the Poppy just bullying out Memento again. There's not a lot that Memento can do here. He's probably going to go down. You see the Iceborne Gauntlet just doing a ton of work for Cinco Gazer. He is forced to flash. Here comes Trick, though, to come help him. And down Cinco Gazer's going really low. One more auto is going to get that slow off. They are going to miss the Winter's Bite here, but Trick picks up a shutdown gold, and Cinco Gazer gets picked off again. However, they do leave the mid turret wide open. The rotation comes through. He comes a teleport through from Momentum. Are they going to take it down? They take it down before he gets there. Oh, nice charm by Frisian. He's taking him really low. Shutdown gold on to Leona. Down goes Chris Meister. So a turret and a pick for the side of Purple Cobras. They're continuing the siege down mid. True Shot Barrage doesn't connect. Memento, he's looking to re-engage this fight. He does force them off there. So a great pick from Frisian. Just, again, showing how comfortable he is on that Ahri. Hits that charm and nothing really happens. Trick is out of mana. There's not too much going on there. We do see Leona coming through. They want to fight here with no mana on Trick. That could be dangerous, but the Concussive Blows does keep that away. And in the meantime, Tomato Farmer is taking on a 1v1 for the Drake. That is an Ocean Drake over Purple Cobras.
And the really good thing about that Drake is it does deny Cho another stack, so he is going to have to hopefully pick a champion to get that stack count up. And to focus on builds for a second, Ezreal has opted for that Triforce instead of the Iceborne, which means that Trick and MF will be doing a lot more damage to him. But also, he doesn't have that slow, which means that Cho and Cassio and Braum will be able to run to his team a lot more freely.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I wonder if they kind of planned that since the Poppy decided to go with the Iceborne instead of the Trinity Force. I don't know if they just thought, oh, we really don't need 2 Iceborne Gauntlets in this game or what. But Tomato Farmer is definitely going for the more aggressive style, going for the Trinity Force, opting for the Blade of the Rune King third instead of going for the double tier build that we've seen so popular on Ezreal in the recent past.
And that Bork may be forced as Cho'Gath is building more and more health. And if Ezreal doesn't get that item, there's no effective way to deal with him.
Oh, Trick stepping out a little bit too soon. He goes down before he can even proc the Lamb's Respite. Chris Meister, a nice flank from the side of Cinco Gazer. Here comes the Glacial Fissure. Bullet Time not doing a lot of damage. And that's a pick for the side of Purple Cobras. Down goes Trick, just walking a little bit too far forward.
Now, Bullet Time did do a decent amount of damage, but the problem is while Snippet isn't getting ahead, the members of Purple Cobras are also starting to get a little bit tankier, get those health pools up, as everyone hit did have about a bit over 2,000 max health. So unless we can really see Ezreal caught or Ahri caught in the middle of one of those ults, we won't really see the effectiveness of that Misfortune shown in these fights.
Well, and you did see Misfortune opt for the full lethality build, and you see the health already coming through. You have the Cinderhulk on the Lee Sin. Obviously, the Poppy is tanky as well as the Leona there. So the lethality isn't really giving her the stats that she really wanted from the first game. We do see Trick go aggressive onto Tomato Farmer. They're just kind of doing this dance around in the mid lane. Baron is up. That is the next objective for both teams.
And the way Purple Cobras can really secure this is by just having Ezreal on that front line. It's possible he can just Q and poke out these members of FSG, so they're forced to back, and a quick Baron may be able to be taken with that Earth Drake they have in their pocket.
Yeah, the Earth Drake as well as the Ocean Drake are starting to do a lot of work for the side of Purple Cobras. They are opting to kind of reset here. We're kind of at a standstill as both teams are waiting to try to get something here. Now they do have the vision control over the Baron. They're going to go ahead and clear out these wards. With the Cho'Gath backing, we'll see if they decide to kind of start it or just continue this Baron dance.
The problem is Cho will have TP up soon, and while I believe Purple Cobras will take Baron quick, he may still have a chance to TP in, and as long as he's alive...
Oh, we do see a fight break out. Here comes Friction going in, able to kick out the Trick, but kind of saves his life. Bullet Time goes through, but Lamb's Respite kind of keeps everybody alive. A lot of damage coming through from Tomato Farmer. They want to continue this fight as they force Chris Meister and Trick to back and heal. They are going to start making their way over to this Baron, and they're going to start it. Friction is pretty low, though. This might be kind of dangerous, but Kindred's nowhere to be found. We are going to see if the Cho'Gath can get in there. Baron about half health now. They're going to have to do something quick. Oh no, that's not good for the side of Purple Cobras. In comes the Cho'Gath, and it is smited away for the blue team. But the fight is going to continue. Down goes Cinco Gazer. Desolate Earth is going to get stunned up by those concussive blows. They're going to leave her to die. And never mind. Tomato Farmer goes in. Nice ultimate there from the side of there. And here comes the side of Full Send Gaming. They're pushing their way into Purple Cobras. Frisian going really low. Are they going to be able to figure it out? Flash taken away from Friction. This Wolf might finish off Frisian. And the Wolf takes him out. Kindred getting the Wolf involved. Oh no. But it looks like we have Tomato Farmer sitting in this top bush. He does decide to back, not going for the cheeky play. Trick spots out Friction. Friction, nice kick there, but is it going to be enough? Chrismeister is there to help. Are they going to be able to spot out Tomato Farmer here? Oh, barely lives with that Baron Power recall.
Purple Cobras saving 2 Barons will really help them in this fight. But just to touch on the fight we saw before that Baron encounter started, we saw Lamb's Respite go down and then Bullet Time go down over it. A bit of an anti-synergy pick again on the side of FSG, is if they're not careful about how they layer their ults, MF could just start to become a useless damage dealer in the ending and middle section of these fights.
Yeah, like you said, the Lamb's Respite, I don't know if Bullet Time would have killed Friction, but he was definitely taken really low. Another thing that's kind of interesting, we've seen Friction kick Trick back into the side of Full Send Gaming rather than kind of trying to position behind him and kick him out into his team. If that one little trade change happens in these next fights, Purple Cobras are going to be able to get a huge advantage.
And with a slight gold lead of about 1.2k, it's possible that they have that little bit of item boost that they need to really pull ahead in the next fight with this Baron buff.
Yeah, it's definitely been a great match so far. We do see the next Drake is going to be another Ocean Drake. Right now, Full Send Gaming have the position advantage. Tomato Farmer doing a lot of damage to Phoenix. He is going in aggressive. We do see Cinco Gazer on the outside. They are split there. They do knock the Cassiopeia away, and they go in onto the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath goes down. Lamb's Respite comes in late, and they are in a very bad position here. This is going to be big for the side of Purple Cobras. Friction going in, but is taken down really low. Is Phoenix going to be able to survive? AM Trick going down low. Tomato Farmer picks up that kill. Their next fight's on to Chrismeister. Chrismeister goes down. Down goes Phoenix, and that is 4-0 for the side of Purple Cobras, and that's exactly what they need in this game here. They're going to be able to siege down this bot lane turret. Big fight for them.
Definitely. And now that Ezreal has that work, we're really starting to see Cho'Gath's health bar drain away, as he doesn't have those resistances he needs to going for that Warmog second. So until he gets that Gargoyle Stone Plate, we're really going to see a bit of a team fighting problem from him, as he doesn't have the stats he needs to be the frontline tank his team needs.
And they still have the Baron minions. The Baron buff is on Tomato Farmer, so they are just destroying with this huge push here. They're swelling their lead to almost 7k now. Very good push from the side of Purple Cobras after that fight.
Now, it's not out of their hands, as FSG still has a great team fighting possibility and great pick potential as well with that Braum. The problem is they're going to have to play these fights a lot cleaner if they want to come back.
Yeah, I agree. It was a bit of a misstep from Memento. He was kind of pulled into the front line, and Cinco Gazer was able to knock him into, stun him up. The Lamb's Respite came a little bit too late to save him, so he went down before anything. Bullet Time, again, I just don't think it's doing enough damage. The lethality build is just getting soaked up from the tanks of Purple Cobras, and they were able to just push through that fight, get 4-0, and take an inhibitor. But one good team fight from the side of Full Send Gaming can change the way that this game is going.
Definitely. The problem, however, is that Purple Cobras decided to take that bottom inhibitor, which will really put a strain to the side of the map that FSG doesn't want to be sitting towards, as they can Purple Cobras can rotate top and try to take away those turrets and really make FSG have to make a hard choice on when to go to clear the wave and when to actually put up a fight at that tower.
Yeah, so they're going to have to play it careful. Now their base is open. You have Super Minions pushing into them in the bot lane. They do send Memento in the bot lane to kind of absorb that super wave. He does have his TP available, so he will be able to join his team if a fight breaks down. But if a fight does break out, you're going to have those super minions pushing in there. Oh, nice charm from Frisian. Does pick up Phoenix here. Phoenix going really low. Here comes the TP coming out from the side of Memento. A nice ultimate from Cinco Gazer cancels the bullet time. The fight, the Lambs of Smite comes down, does save the life of Memento. Nice job, Petrifying Gaze. Down goes Cinco Gazer, and Trick's still alive, doing a lot of damage. Frisian comes back in, blows him up. He goes down low. Snippet and Chris Meister are still alive, however. They are doing a lot of damage, but that is 3 members of Full Send Gaming going down for 1 member of Purple Cobras, and they are going to push into this base of Full Send Gaming.
Now, it does appear they're going to go for mid and really just try to get this lead ahead as opposed to trying to rush for an end, which I believe is the better call as Braum is up in 3 seconds. However, they could try to push this minion wave even further. However, they will decide to back off and just wait and believe that they can win another fight.
Well, you have Baron coming up in a minute here, so overstaying and getting killed might just be really difficult for them. So they make a smart decision, back off. Let's push this top wave. We have supers in the bottom 2 lanes. Let's reset and really take our advantage and take this second Baron and really use that to end the game, honestly.
And we do see a team-wide reset almost from the side of Purple Cobras as they do want to spend the gold in their pockets. Some people having over 1k, over 1.5k, and already backed with almost 2k in her pocket. So with these item buys coming through and more power spikes being hit outside of Purple Cobras, it's going to be tough for FSG to claw their way back in.
Yeah, and even in that last fight, we saw them fighting in the corridor of the jungle. That's kind of what really benefit Full Send, but it really didn't there. They weren't able to make anything happen. I think Purple Cobras are just too big, too tanky. There's not enough damage coming through from the Misfortune at this point in the game.
And we do have to be careful, or I'm sorry, not we, but FSG does, as if Ahri does get off 1 more pick, it could spell the end of this game for them.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute, because Frisian has done a great job of hitting those charms and really starting these fights. You know, that's how all these fights have started and really went in the way of Purple Cobras. They do turn to the Baron here, seeing that the Cho'Gath has to deal with this minion wave bot. He does not have TP available, and you have Frisian that's kind of keeping them away. A lot of damage coming through. We will see a fight break out here. A nice ultimate from the side of that. Baron Nashor goes down. Cinco Gazer going aggressive onto Trick. Trick going out there. But that is Baron. That's going to be tough for Full Send Gaming to do. Friction going aggressive. Nice kick. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. His team wasn't there to follow it up. But they do have the Baron buff. They're going to go ahead and back and reset here. In 8 seconds, we do have the Elder Drake coming up. With 2 inhibitors down and Baron buff, the Elder Drake will be pretty easy for Purple Cobras to take here, and that could spell the end of the game.
It definitely could, and a bit of a cheeky play from Friction at the end. I believe he was trying to kick that member of FSG into Trick for the kill, not really knowing where Kindred was, but trying to irk out an extra kill. But I don't even know if Elder Drake is necessary, as it will push them in. Every second matters with this Baron buff, and if FSG can find a way to stall this out just a few minutes, they really might be able to make a comeback, although it will be tough for them.
Well, you do have the inhibitors respawning for the side of FSG. We do mention how strong their team fight is. The only thing is, I think with the Elder Drake, with the 3 Drakes, 2 of which are the Ocean Drake, they're going to be able to regen so much in these fights, and their burn damage is so much better. I think this is kind of like the Exodia buff here. There's not a lot that Full Send's going to be able to do in these fights. There will be at least 1 more fight, though, and we are going to reach it soon.
Yeah, it is a little tough with that Elder Drake, as there is no real way to stall once those attacks start coming through. So FSG is going to have to make a play here, or they'll just give up this third game.
Yeah, there's not much they can do. The Mountain Drake is doing so much. The Baron minions, the Glacial Fisher does miss. True Shot Barrage taking everybody low. Chris Meister going down low. They're just turning their attention onto these turrets. The first Nexus turret goes down. Second Nexus turret's going really low. A nice ultimate. Blast fight coming through. Here comes the bullet time. It is not going to take... Oh, it does take down Cinco Gazer. Stone-plated Memento is coming through. Double kill for Chris Meister. Frisian's doing a lot of damage, though. Down goes Tomato Farmer, takes another kill. Everyone's really low. Tomato Farmer with a huge triple kill, and that is going to be the game and the series going to Purple Cobras in an exciting Game 3.
Definitely, and we will be interviewing one of the players of Purple Cobras. Who do you think we should pull in here?
I think if Cinco Gazer is available, I think he would be good to pull in. That or even Friction. They both had pretty good series.
I kind of want Cinco in here, as he really did dominate top both times.
Okay.
Give him a little MVP.
Hello?
Oh, hello there. We are joined by the top laner of Cobras, Cinco Gazer. First off, I just want to congratulate you on a very tough series. You guys played extraordinarily well in game 1. Game 2 was kind of like a fallback, but we're able to bounce back. Take me through kind of what happened after game 2 for you guys.
We just decided to not pick troll champions like Swain.
I was about to ask you on that. I have not seen you play the Swain. Is that something that you've been playing in solo queue, or did you just decide to roll it out for the main?
It's like a throwback. I played it a while back when it was OP, but it has been nerfed, so.
Yeah, it wasn't as dominating as
Yeah,
before.
you can definitely see that was basically the pick that lost us the game, unfortunately.
Oh well, you guys were able to bounce back. What did you guys think of the substitution? Full Send Gaming bringing in Trick, their coach, to play the jungle.
Well, I think it helped them, if only because I think Larry's champ pool is exceptionally easy to pinch. Like in our previous series with them, we got absolutely destroyed by his Nocturne in game 1, and then we banned the global junglers Panther Nocturne all the other games, and we haven't had a problem with him since. So.
No,
I think it was kind of necessary because he's a little bit one-dimensional to predict.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people have really took notice to that, and it looks like you guys had a very good plan coming into this game. Game 1 was just so dominant. Laxon, do you have any questions for Cinco?
I definitely do. We saw you dominating on Poppy both of these games. We do know that you're an oppressive top laner. So do you have any tips for the other top laners of GXP out there? I don't want you to give away secrets on how to beat you, but maybe just to get in the Cinco Gazer mindset, maybe help them out a little bit in trying to dominate these top lanes.
Well, I'm not that great of a mechanical player, but I do get pretty lucky with matchups a lot. Stop playing tanks and play bruisers against me, I think would be the advice that I'd give. Tanks are just way too easy to bully in lane.
Alright. And with those Poppy plays, we did see you get a good amount of stuns on the Cho and a good amount of stuns in the first game as well. Do you communicate with your team a lot? Is there a shot caller that tells you to go in, or is this really just you're engaging, it's the Cinco show, and you're letting that team follow you in?
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, it pretty much is the Cinco and Desolate show when it comes to calling engages.
Alright.
Alright.
Do you have anything more?
No, is there any shout outs or anything you'd like to say, Cinco?
Yeah, shouts out to Nick for streaming this game on a Monday. Really appreciate it, and you guys for casting. Really appreciate it, as I said.
Yeah, it was our pleasure. Thanks for putting on a great show. It was definitely a very fun series to cast and to watch.
All right,
All
well,
right.
I'll see you guys some other time then.
See you, Cinco. Have a good night.
You too, guys.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in for a special Monday edition of the GXPC Championship Series. we did see the Purple Cobras take a victory off of Full Send Gaming. That solidifies their position in second place, only to White Lotus. So keep an eye out for Purple Cobras. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It was a great stream, a lot of fun. If you guys have not yet, take a look. Make sure you check and see if you have your Amazon sub. If you do, give us a sub here. We'd really appreciate it. It helps out the players and the teams, as well as the staff here. If you have not followed us on our social media, you can find that below: Discord, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and our website. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Evolve. My co-caster has been Laxon tonight.
And thank you guys for having me, and I hope you all had as much of a good time as we did casting this.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.